What's going on, everybody? Welcome into 76ers Now. Our free agency live stream is presented by Prize Picks, and in just about 30 minutes, the floodgates will officially open, and teams can officially agree to deals with external free agents. We've seen a lot of moves already be made today. There's going to be a lot more that will be made over the next few days and over the next few hours as well. And so we'll have you covered with everything going on with the entire association, but of course everything going on with the Philadelphia 76ers as well. Their free agents, guys they could lose, moves they have already made, potential players they could bring in free agency as well. We'll talk trades. There is a whole lot that we have to discuss coming up on today's show. And I'm so excited, man. We had the draft live stream just a week ago, and now we already are here for the start of free agency. We have 103 people hanging out watching live. Shout out to the Noti Gang. If you're here early at the start of the stream, you are a legend. You are a real one. Get down in the comments for me. Let me know that you're here, that you are hanging out. And speaking of, as we always do on every show, I want you to get down and let me know where are you watching from. You'll also see that countdown clock right below me as we are just about 30 minutes from the start of NBA free agency. So get down, let me know where you are watching from. You get in the chat, I will give you a shout out. Let's go. I see Dirty Face. We need John Collins. We will talk plenty about John Collins here today. That is guaranteed. He's been linked heavily to the Philadelphia 76ers. Marcus will be mid again, emotionally detached. This team won a playoff series this past season, coming back from 3-1 against Boston. I don't know if that's necessarily mid. Yep, some people talking about Jock Landale. He has already re-signed with the Atlanta Hawks, and you'll see here next to me as well, this ticker will be going off throughout the entire show. We're going through all the moves that have happened really since the season ended. And, of course, we will kind of go into a little more detail on a lot of these moves as well. Michael's Sixers not doing anything special. Didn't even move up in the second round of the draft. No money for free agents of impact. They have the mid-level exception, which is going to be about $15 million. It should be enough to get a pretty decent player, depending on if they spend it, on a free agent, if they have to use some of it to bring back Kelly Oubre or Quentin Grimes. We will have to see. Melvin Jenkins watching from Philadelphia. We got the Alexandris watching from Spain. Shout out. We got Shane Butler watching from Millville, New Jersey. Jordan Molina watching from North Philly. Robert Holiday watching from Nanticoke, Pennsylvania. Who else? We got Marlon all the way from Mississippi. We are all over the map here. Shout out to everybody. We got Hoboken near the Delaware Memorial Bridge, New Jersey side, 45 minutes from the Philly Sports Complex area. We got Fifth Elite watching from Sydney, Jeremy Drop from Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Samuel Dunn watching from Sydney, Australia. So we are all over the place. Not Your Average Bowler from Levittown. I grew up very close to Levittown over in Yardley, Pennsylvania. There's my mom checking in from Margate, New Jersey, down the shore. Shout out to my parents hanging out here watching. August watching from York, Pennsylvania. And then, is there any news from the Sixers are interested in? Yeah, so the Sixers have reportedly had some interest in both John Collins and Dean Wade. And according to Jake Fisher, just tweeted this out moments ago actually, being told that barring a last-minute change, Dean Wade will test the market in unrestricted free agency in 30 minutes, where he's expected to field offers and interest from several playoff teams. And so we'll see if the Sixers end up being one of those teams. I imagine they get one of John Collins or Dean Wade. Dean Wade makes a lot of sense. He has a connection with Mike Gansey, but of course we'll keep talking about that. Alfred watching from Southwest PA. DJ Amp, South Philly. My dad checking in as well. Ron watching from Seattle. Melanated Frequency, love the player ticker. Yeah, it's great. Just shows you everything that's been going on with all of these moves here. And again, as it keeps going, we'll get closer and closer to more of the more recent moves, but just so you guys can kind of see everything. Jim watching from Newtown, Sean watching from Morristown, 130 people watching live. Now, before we go any further, still plenty to talk about. We're going to talk about LeBron. We're going to talk about Kawhi. We're going to talk about the best free agents available, who the Sixers could sign. We'll talk about Quentin Grimes and Kelly Oubre and what could end up happening with their free agencies as well. The latest on what teams are interested in them. Want to take a second, tell you guys about our sponsor here on today's stream, making everything free for you guys, and that is Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. And with the World Cup on right now, there is no better way to cash in on all the action than with our friends at Prize Picks. And it's super simple to use the Prize Picks app. All you got to do is pick more or less on a few player stat projections, put together a lineup right there, and you can win yourself some money. And with their new social feeds feature, you can follow your friends on the app. You can give me a follow on the app if you want. My username is @JChip, and copy lineups in just one click. And speaking of, here is a lineup that I'm rocking with for the game that's actually on right now and a game that happened earlier. So it was a $10 3-pick power play to win $40. I had Erling Haaland, more than a half goal. He did score in Norway's win over Ivory Coast. So now all we need is for Mbappe to score a goal, more than a half goal there, and then a flash lightning discount from Prize Picks. You're always dropping these throughout the World Cup. More than 24.5 passes attempted. And so we'll keep an eye on Mbappe here as France and Sweden are knotted at zeros 32 minutes into game action. That's how the Prize Picks app works. And right now we have a great deal for all the new users out there. If you sign up using our code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup, you'll get $50 in lineups. Again, code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get $50 in lineups with Prize Picks. That link's hanging out in the chat. And it's also in the description of today's show. So we have to talk about probably the biggest news of the day, although the Kawhi Leonard trade certainly will rival all of that. LeBron James, for those of you who have not been paying attention to social media today, maybe you've been at work all day and you're just catching up on the stream now, if you have not heard, LeBron James will no longer be playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. Shams breaking this news earlier this morning that LeBron will continue his NBA career for the 2026-27 season, and has informed the Los Angeles Lakers the franchise can move on without him because he will play elsewhere. So we will see LeBron after 8 seasons with the Lakers moving on to his next team. The Warriors, the Cavs, and the Miami Heat appear to be the 3 frontrunners for LeBron to play next season. And so this is crazy, obviously. We had a feeling that there was a chance LeBron might not be back, but he becomes a free agent now at 41 years old. And so Warriors seem likely, Heat seems likely, Cavs seem likely. I would say I would go Warriors, then Cavs, then Heat in terms of where I would predict he would end up going. But of course, what do I know, right? At the end of the day, we'll see what LeBron does decide to do. I'd be surprised if he does something here tonight. I would think he probably takes a few days, maybe even a week, to decide where he wants to go and make that decision, because he's probably going to end up retiring wherever he does sign with here. It'll probably be the last stop of his career, though who knows, People were saying that about the Lakers as well, so we never really know. But that is absolutely insane. LeBron James is going to leave Los Angeles, and he'll be elsewhere next season. It's still hard to process, man. Still hard to process. Hoboken heard about the Warriors report. Yeah, it's looking like the Warriors are like the heavy favorite to be the team that is going to sign LeBron. So I want to ask you guys this. Where will LeBron James play next season in 2026, 2027? Get your predictions down in the chat right now. I'm going to go Warriors, but, everybody can get their thoughts down below there. Let me know. Marcus, every Eastern Conference team that matters are getting better except us. Yeah, look, we obviously saw the Miami Heat get better with the addition of Giannis. We've seen the Raptors get better now with the trade for Kawhi Leonard. So those are 2 teams, the Heat and the Raptors, who you would have said are right around where the Sixers are at in the Eastern Conference. And now you could probably say they're better than the Philadelphia 76ers, given that they made these 2 big additions to go get these 2 stars. And so how does Philadelphia respond? They really don't have a lot of flexibility, man. Again, no one's trading for Embiid or Paul George, so you're not making a big-time splash in the trade market. you have a little bit of money to add a decent rotational player here, and the Sixers definitely need more depth, right? Like, there's no doubt about it that depth was a massive issue for the Sixers last year, and they can try to fix that. But East is going to be tough, man. The East is going to be really, really tough next year. There's a lot of teams that are going to be vying to dethrone the Knicks after they won the title this year. Let's see you guys' predictions here. Shane Butler says LeBron and the Warriors. Naheem says maybe the Sixers. I mean, Philadelphia definitely has the money to bring him in. It seems like LeBron's going to sign for the mid-level exception, which Philadelphia does have access to, but I've heard zero about LeBron potentially coming to Philadelphia. Sean Kaiser also says the Sixers. Austin says the Cavs. Robert, turn of events, LeBron goes to the Wizards. I did see those rumors. That was a little bit weird. I thought the Wizards were a sleeper team to add LeBron. I think somebody just kind of said that because Anthony Davis is there, and there was the rumors that he wants to play with AD again. But that was kind of if they played for the Wizards, play for the Warriors. Now it seems like Anthony Davis will not be traded. So he'll be playing for the Wizards next year, more likely than not. Of course, things can change at any point. Every time I get a Twitter notification, I got to look down. Apparently the Timberwolves, according to Sam Amick, are showing interest in LeBron James. I'm sure a lot of teams certainly will, even though he's 41 years old. Wizards would be hilarious, though. Eric, would be nice if the Sixers could trade Embiid and Paul George. It's just not going to happen this year. I think if things go poorly again this year, you could trade Paul George next offseason. He'll be going into the final year of his deal, but it's not going to happen. My dad predicts the Heat. Anthony Durst predicts the Warriors. Naheem, Ja Morant is a Blazer. Yes, we will talk about Ja Morant as well and that trade. But thanks for getting your guys' predictions in there. Let me know where you think LeBron is going to play. So here's what we'll do. We will run through some of the notable moves that have happened in free agency. And then we will go through the top free agents left as well. And so I'm not going to go all the way back to the start of like things that happened a couple weeks ago. But really over the past 24 hours, I think we can kind of go through some of these moves. And you know what? What better than to start right here with a couple of moves that this Philadelphia 76ers made just the other day, picking up the team options for both Dominic Barlow and Dalen Terry. So they will be back for this season. Now, Terry's deal is non-guaranteed, meaning the Sixers could cut him tomorrow and they'll be off the books entirely for his money. So although the Sixers did pick up the team option on Dalen Terry, doesn't 100% mean he'll be back. Dominic Barlow will be back on that 1 year, $3.4 million deal. I was surprised that the Sixers couldn't get some kind of a long-term deal done with Barlow and his team. I was hoping they'd be able to come to terms in a 3 to 4 year agreement. That was not the case, so he'll be an unrestricted free agent next season. We'll see what kind of year Barlow does have. Obviously, a big breakout for him this season. Some other moves, smaller ones. Ryan Nembhard to the Mavericks, going back there. Omax Prosper, Gigi Jackson staying with the Memphis Grizzlies. J.D. Davison to the Rockets. Some other smaller moves. Notable here, though, Devin Carter got traded from the Sacramento Kings to the Atlanta Hawks, swapping off second-round picks in that move. Dennis Jenkins staying with the Detroit Pistons. The Ja Morant trade, which, you know what, we can kind of go deeper into right now. Ja getting traded to the Portland Trailblazers. And here are the full details of that actual move. So it was pretty straightforward here. No picks involved. Ja Morant going from Memphis to Portland. The Grizzlies take on the salary of Jeremy Grant, and they get the young Chris Murray as well. And so really Memphis was just dumping off of Ja Morant, and the Blazers take a chance. Now Portland is loaded with guards right now. You have Ja Morant, Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson. A lot of bodies in that guard room. For all of you who want to say the Sixers have too many guards, I look at what Portland has right now. I imagine another move is probably coming for Portland, but I don't mind this dart throw for the Blazers. You give up basically nothing. Jeremy Grant was a big contract. Chris Murray hasn't really shown a lot in his couple of years in the NBA. And so, I get Ja has the injury concerns and he's making a lot of money and was kind of viewed as a negative asset around the league, to be completely honest. But, I don't hate the idea of this is all you had to give up. Why not if you are the Blazers? But I do think they need to make another move at some point to kind of make that roster at least make a little bit more sense here. We'll keep going through some of the other moves that did happen. We did mention that. Brook Lopez re-signed with the Clippers. The Celtics keeping a few of their guys. Nehemiah Skata, Jordan Walsh, Delano Banton. Landry Shamet took a big-time discount to stay with the Knicks. 4 years, $24 million. I know a lot of Sixers fans were kind of seeing if there's a chance he can come back to Philadelphia, but he takes a discount. He stays with the Knicks on that 4-year, $24 million deal. Lou Dort got his team option picked up by the Thunder. Julian Champagnie returning to the Spurs in a 3-year, $45 million deal. The former Sixer there getting $15 million a year with San Antonio after making that run to the NBA Finals. Yusuf Nurkic back to the Utah Jazz. Pat Connaughton, Hornets, Taurean Prince back with the Bucks. Some smaller moves here. We got Kevin Huerter going back to Detroit in a 3-year, $27 million deal. How about Porzingis getting a 2-year, $40 million deal from the Golden State Warriors? Has really had so many health issues, whether it's injuries or illness and other, with Golden State, with Boston, like going back on his time in the NBA. Like, we'll see if he can stay healthy for the Warriors. He's obviously a good player when he is. $20 million a year, man, that's a lot, I think, to give to somebody who you're not even sure is going to play like 40 games for you, but they do it, and we'll see if they end up getting LeBron as well. Harrison Barnes returns to the Spurs, 1 year, $8 million. Simone Fontecchio back to the Heat on a minimum. Robert Williams, the guy we had talked a little bit about on the show, it's a potential backup center option. He gets a 3-year, $44 million deal. And so, quick math, that isn't quite the full mid-level. Going to be about, it's actually very close, yeah, $14.6 million a year for him to stay in Portland. Jock Landale, as you mentioned, staying with the Hawks in a 1-year, $14 million deal for him. He had a nice season after getting traded there from the Memphis Grizzlies. Chris Dunn returning to the Clippers, 1 year, just under $6 million. Then the Kawhi Leonard trade, man. And why not? Let's talk about it, because not that it was a shock. You know, we had heard the reporting the last couple of days that Kawhi Leonard was interested in returning to Toronto and ending his career there, and said he would sign an extension. And by all accounts, it sounds like that the Raptors and Kawhi Leonard are working on a new deal. But here are the full terms of that trade. Raptors get Kawhi back. They trade for him again, just like they did back in 2018. The Clippers, in exchange, get Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a first-round pick swap. And so, you know, for a player in Kawhi who's older, was entering the last year of his deal, who knows if he was going to re-sign with LA or not, you know, goes back to Toronto. And so Toronto looks pretty good. You know, they don't really lose a whole lot in terms of players. Like, Ingram's obviously a good player, but Kawhi's a big upgrade. And Grady Dick didn't really play a whole lot for them last year. He's still pretty unproven and a young piece. So they really just give up a lot of picks, and they, you know, insert Kawhi Leonard right into that starting lineup next to Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Jakob Poeltl, Colin Murray-Boyles. They drafted Allen Graves. So a big-time move for them. For the Clippers, I don't mind resetting, man. Like, you get a young player in Grady Dick, you get more first-round picks. Remember, the Sixers do have the Clippers' 2028 first-round pick and 2029 swap rights as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they look like over the next couple of years. You know, we know they're always a team willing to take big swings, and now they're loading up on some more picks. Could they be looking to make a move in the future with some of these assets, or just reset with a new young core? We'll see, but certainly something to monitor. Kawhi Leonard is now back in the Eastern Conference. The Raptors will certainly be a problem to deal with. I won't be surprised if they can make a pretty decent run. And then one of the last moves that we had, Precious Achiuwa returning to the Sacramento Kings on a 2-year, $11.5 million deal. And so that is the latest moves we have had, as we are about 15 minutes away from the start of free agency. With that being said, here are the top free agents available. The Sixers won't be able to afford all these guys, as Mbappe just scored there for France, so we can check that one off on the prize picks. That is big time right there. Here are some of the top free agents available, guys, to watch out for, possibly signing today or over the course of the next few days, next week or so. Obviously, LeBron is number one. Sixers aren't really in the mix for him, it sounds like. Jalen Duren, number 2. Sounds like he wants to go to the Sacramento Kings after Duren and the Pistons have not been able to come to terms on a long-term extension after his disappointing playoff run. Walker Kessler, number 3. Both Duren and Kessler are restricted free agents, so their teams can match those offers. Kessler's had some buzz from the Los Angeles Lakers after, of course, they have now lost LeBron James. Norman Powell, formerly of the Miami Heat. Obviously, they make the big move for Giannis. They give the big extension to Andrew Wiggins. Doesn't really sound like they're going to be able to afford to keep him, so possibly a name to watch. Tobias Harris, obviously, I'm good on that. Don't need Tobias Harris back on the Sixers, but he Sounds like he will not be back in Detroit. Jonathan Kuminga had his team option declined by the Atlanta Hawks, so he is out there. He is available. We'll see what kind of market he has. Could be an interesting dart throw for the Sixers, but depends how much money he's asking for. I would love to land Rui Hachimura if I'm Philadelphia. You know, he's been connected to the Spurs a little bit, but he's somebody I would 100% give that full $15 million mid-level to. His shooting ability, his size at the 4 spot, I think would be phenomenal. Quentin Grimes is there. Obviously, spent the past couple of years with Philadelphia, and I thought it was pretty disappointing this past season, in all honesty. We'll see what his market looks like. He's been connected to the Lakers a little bit here so far in free agency. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up leaving the Philadelphia 76ers and heads elsewhere. I'm just not willing to pay him a ton of money when he was pretty inconsistent last season and in the playoffs had a couple good games, but really just was not as good as you would have liked him to be. Tari Eason, another restricted free agent. Another guy I would love to have as well if I'm Philadelphia. We'll see if he ends up going back to Houston. Peyton Watson, another restricted free agent. He'll probably be back in Denver. Anfernee Simons is out there. Don't really love the fit for Philadelphia. Bennedict Mathurin also restricted for the Clippers. John Collins is a name the Sixers have been very closely tied to, and we'll talk about John Collins more as well. But it seems like him and Dean Wade are some of those two main targets that the Sixers have been linked to so far heading into the start of free agency. So we'll keep tabs there on what's happening with the former Los Angeles Clipper, Collin Sexton, Kelly Oubre as well, of course, a free agent. I would much rather the Sixers keep Kelly Oubre, I think, than keep Quentin Grimes. Now, Oubre has been linked to the Pacers a little bit, and so we'll see kind of what his market ends up looking like. Of course, neither he nor Grimes did come to terms with an agreement with the Sixers before free agency opened. They could have. Teams were allowed to sign their own players. The Sixers did not sign either Oubre or Grimes, and so we'll see what their markets end up looking like. And the Sixers, they very well could lose both of them. Another player Philadelphia's been linked to, Dean Wade, former Cleveland Cavalier, of course, has a connection with Mike Gansey. Sounds like he's going to have a pretty big market and will explore his options. And so we'll see how aggressive the Sixers are in pursuing him, but they have been linked to Dean Wade. Luke Kennard, good shooter, wouldn't mind him on a cheap deal. Sandro Mamukelashvili is a very underrated player. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Toronto, but kind of a 4-5 hybrid who can shoot the ball. Just does a lot of things well on the floor. Analytically checks out very well. I wouldn't mind Sandro Mamu, they call him, on a pretty decent deal. Keon Ellis had a disappointing year for the Cavs, but again, there's that Mike Gansey connection there. He could be an option as a good defender at the guard spot, but offensively struggled and really not got a lot of burn in the Cavs playoff run. And then Nick Richards as well will round out our top 20 available free agents. And so what I want you guys to do for me right now, get down in the chat, let me know a free agent that you want the Sixers to sign. Could be one of those guys that we just named right there. Could be somebody else. Maybe I didn't get a name in there that you like for Philadelphia. But with about 10 minutes to go until the start of free agency, you guys let me know a free agent you want the Sixers to sign. You can say one of Quentin Grimes or Kelly Oubre. That's totally fine as well if they are your top priorities. Maybe it's a John Collins or a Dean Wade. Feel free to get down in the chat. I'll give some shout-outs. Naheem Irwin says Jalen Duren. Philadelphia does not have the money for that. Norman Powell, I could see potentially. I do like Tari Eason as well. I think Peyton Watson is out of the picture. He's probably going to get too much money. Keep Oubre, I would agree. I don't think you need Collin Sexton. He's a good player, but, I don't really like him much as a two-guard, and you'd have a really small, backcourt. I'd rather have, if you're going to bring in another guard in here, I'd rather have somebody who can play a little bit more defense than Sexton. But, solid player. But, again, you drafted Phylon, so I think you're pretty much good. Just guard, you still need one more, but it doesn't have to be a huge priority at this point in time. Mo Wagner is out there. He's an option at backup center for sure. Nick Richards could be a backup center option as well. See that shout out from Omizi. Jim Dorsey, a rebounder that can pass. Yeah, I mean, that'll be great. That'll be great. Rui's a dream target, probably too expensive. We'll see. I could see Rui getting the mid-level. I mean, he's been linked to the Spurs, and, they have the mid-level available as well. I could see him getting in that $15 million a year range. Kuminga would be nice. He's just such a inconsistent player, man, and he thinks he's better than he is the issue. Plus, I don't know if he fits. He's more of a score-first kind of player. I don't know if he fits the kind of player you'd want if you're Philadelphia. I do like Rui as a dream target. Not a great shooter either from the outside as Kuminga. More of a slasher. Not a tremendous defender. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Richards. Yeah, Richards certainly an option. Bring back Oubre, sign Eason and Dean Wade. Don't know if you have the money for all that, unfortunately. Oubre's probably going to cost around 8 to 10. Tari probably around 10 to 12. Dean Wade probably around 8 to 10 as well, maybe even more. And you just don't have that kind of money for the Sixers, unfortunately.
What's the plan?
Oh, I have no idea, man. I don't know what they're going to do. I would love for them to bring back Oubre and find a way to also sign either John Collins or Dean Wade. That's probably what's going to happen. But there's a chance Oubre's gone as well. Grimes probably gone as well. So probably not going to be anything crazy for the Sixers, but making these moves in the margins. Where they struggled last year was with depth. And so they certainly could use some of that. They certainly could use some of that. Player like Lou Dort, his team option got picked up, so he is not available. Not available. How much cap we got? Yeah, I actually have a graphic here I can show you guys on the Sixers' current cap situation. Now, this is, let me get this pulled up here. Yeah, so this updated cap situation here is the most the Sixers could have. So it doesn't factor in some of their non-guaranteed salaries. Like Adem bonus salary is non-guaranteed. Dalen Terry's salary is non-guaranteed. And so if you add those in, it gets a little bit lower than this. But the number to really watch here is the first apron room. Because if the Sixers do use that non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which is about $15 million, they'll get hard capped at this first apron, meaning they won't be able to go over that number. So they're currently $32 million. Let's call it like 29 if you factor in some of those guaranteed salaries. Use that $15 million mid-level exception, you only have about $14-ish million to fill out the rest of your roster. And so, not going to be a whole lot you can necessarily do if you use that, but you got to find guys on cheap deals on the minimum for, guys that have maybe been overlooked and hope that you can get that done. Second apron isn't much to worry about. And, being over the cap doesn't really matter at all either. The number to pay attention to is that first apron space. And we'll see what the Sixers end up deciding to do here in free agency. About 6 minutes left until free agency officially gets underway. And I'm sure we'll kind of see a lot of moves kind of trickle in at the start. So let me know if you guys are excited for free agency. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. Like the stream. We got how many people are watching? Nearly 300 people watching live. Guys, only 40 likes. What are we doing out here, man? What are we doing? All right, if you guys are ready for free agency, about 5 minutes ago, hit that thumbs up icon. Like the stream, 286 people watching, 54 likes. We should be able to get to 100 likes ASAP. As soon as we do, I'll crack my first drink of the night. Taking out some happy dads here. We like to have some fun. As well as give you guys great coverage. And so hit that thumbs up. Let me know you're excited, man. It's already been a fantastic day. So much has been going on. The LeBron news we talked about. The Kawhi Leonard news we, of course, talked about. Jalen Duren probably sounds like he might be leaving Detroit. There's been a lot of Jaylen Brown trade rumors flying around. John Moran, of course, got traded, as we talked about. LaMelo Ball got traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And, again, free agency hasn't even started. So we can still have a lot of fireworks that happened here tonight. We are up to 83 likes, 17 away. Can we get there before the start of free agency? As you guys do, remember I said it, as soon as we get to 100 likes, I'll crack my first drink. Go down, hit that thumbs up icon, like the stream. As you guys do that, I'm going to take one more chance to tell you about our sponsor on today's show, making everything free for you guys, and that is Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. And look, as I mentioned, with the World Cup going on, if you're maybe not huge into soccer, like I haven't always been huge into watching soccer, but thanks to Prize Picks being able to get in on the action with some of these games, it's actually been a lot of fun. And you can do the same with the Prize Picks app. Super easy to use. All you got to do is pick more or less on a few player stat projections, and you can win yourself some money. And right now, with their new social feeds feature, you can actually give your friends a follow. You can give me a follow on the app if you want, at JChip, and copy lineups in just a couple clicks. And so it's super easy to get a lineup in there if maybe you don't know exactly what you want to go with. And so here is the lineup that I'm rocking with for the World Cup games happening today, including the one happening right now. So we had Erling Haaland, more than a half goal. Check that one off. He scored earlier in Norway's win. Then in this current Sweden versus France game, we have Mbappe more than a half goal, and he did score. Let me double check that. I believe he was the one that scored for France. He was. And then we also have this flash discount from Prize Picks. Mbappe more than 24.5 passes attempted. He's currently sitting at, let's see, can't see exactly right now, but that was a big discount from Prize Picks, and so shout out to them for always having those great deals. And a reminder, if you're a new user, download the Prize Picks app today and use our code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup. It'll get you $50 instantly in lineups. Again, with Prize Picks, that's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups with Prize Picks. That link in the live chat, also in the description of today's show. All right, we do have a super chat menu that we have yet to reveal here on the show. So I'll pop this up for you guys, and then we should be getting underway with free agency, and we could see signings absolutely flying in. We are just over 2 minutes away from the start of free agency. So here is our super chat menu. First of all, I got to give you guys a cheers for getting us over 100 likes. Again, 274 people watching. If you're excited, hit that thumbs up icon, baby. Cheers to you guys for getting us there. We do have a free option on our super chat menu. I have this Magic 8 ball that's unfortunately green, so it's a little bit hard to see with the green screen. But the way it works, just like a regular Magic 8 ball, I shake it up. But this is a drinking Magic 8 ball, so it can say things like take a shot, take a drink. I can make somebody from the office have to drink as well. And so every 50 likes, we will do that. We're already at 100, so I have to do it twice. Also, any $10 super chats that come in, we will also shake the Magic 8 ball. All super chats that do come in, we really do appreciate all the donations that we do get. We will ring the bell for you. We have a custom sound here on the show that will play for you, and it's like you're ringing the bell at those Sixers home games. If anyone sends in a $20 or more super chat, I got some drinks, and we'll take down some beer shotgun. So that is our super chat menu for today. Who's going to be the first one to send in a super chat? All right, just 30 seconds away from the start of free agency. Let's go. If you're ready, if you're excited, get those me's going in the chat right now. We have almost 300 people watching. Get those me's going in the chat if you are ready for the start of NBA free agency. Can I die with me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Ladies and gentlemen, free agency is now open. Teams can start signing external free agents. What moves will we see? Yes, sir. What's going on, my guy? Yeah. No, you're good. Alrighty, let's go. Oh, yeah, what do you need? Yes. No, you're good. This one. Yeah. So these two right here. Okay. Yeah. No, you're good. Let me see. Should everybody typing me in the chat right now? Still no signings? Thought maybe there'd be one right at 5 o'clock. See, so it should be right in here. Yeah. So it was this one, right? And then this one. Cool. Yeah, got you. No problem. Appreciate it. Shout out my guy, JD. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I do have to shake the Magic 8 Ball a couple times. Again, every 50 legs, we're shaking this. And we have to drink, depending on what it says, up to 121 legs. So we're 30 legs away from having to do it a third time. Here's our first roll. And this one says, take a shot. All right, so we're getting started early here. I got the vodka on deck, so we're going to take some shots down. Shout out Jason from North Carolina. Ted, how long of a show are we doing? It's up to y'all. We'll be live at least, I think, until like 6:37. It really depends on what kind of moves are happening, if there's a lot going on, if it's slow. It depends how the stream is doing right now. And look, we have 300 people watching live. If we keep having 300 people, we'll stay live as long as you guys want us to, man, because this is awesome. Shout out to you guys. Do you have a chaser for that? Yeah, I got the Happy Dad on deck. Don't worry. Got the Happy Dad on deck. All right. So first spin or first shake of the 8 Ball instead of take a shot. So here we go. Cheers, everybody. Here's to a fantastic night. And by the way, you know, I see some people talking about how long we're going to be live for. Where are my real ones that were here with us in 2024 when the Sixers signed Paul George at like 2 a.m. Eastern? We were live for 10 plus hours. And we were live until, again, like 2 a.m. waiting for the Sixers to sign Paul George. So, you know, we're dedicated here, baby. It's what we do. All right, cheers. Let's have a night. Ugh. Woo, you think Maxey mad we didn't re-sign his boy Watford? It is what it is, man. NBA's a business, you know? NBA's a business. It is what it is. So we had a lot of stuff go down prior to the official start of free agency. But we have not had anything yet happen in the first 5 minutes of free agency. The Bulls waived Cam Jones. That is about it. Yes, Shane, I do remember that. We'll see what Mike Gansey can do for this team, man. We'll see what Mike Gansey can do for this team. And then I owe one more Magic 8 Ball. Let's see what we get here. We are 21 likes away from doing it again. Everybody drink. So if you're hanging out here on the stream, if you're having a drink, if you're enjoying it, cheers with me. Cheers to all of you hanging out. Let me know what you're drinking, too. Whether you're drinking water, beer, whatever it is, let me know. 20 likes away from 150 and having to spin that, shake that Magic 8 Ball again. Yes, Shane, how you go to bed? We actually signed off like probably 10 minutes before Paul George finally signed because it was like 2 a.m. We're like, all right, it's probably not going to happen tonight. We've been live for 10 hours. You know, we still had a good audience there, but we're like, it's time. And then, of course, as soon as we sign off. Do you think Duren goes to the Kings? I think he does. I think he does. I think he wants that bag. I think the Kings are willing to pay him that money. And I don't think Detroit wants to, man. I don't think Detroit wants to pay him that big time max. So, Andrea drinking zero sugar Coca-Cola. I'm not a big soda guy myself. It's really water, or if I'm drinking some kind of alcohol, that's really it. How come no signings yet? You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of the way that this goes. And I remember last year, it's like they really started cracking down on teams talking to players earlier than they were supposed to. And, you know, tampering was a big thing. And so now teams are really not supposed to talk to these external players until 5 o'clock. Whereas in previous years, like they could kind of talk before, and then when it happened, you know, they would sign right away. Now teams really can't talk at all until 5 o'clock. So honestly, like the first night, sometimes it can take a little bit. But once we get into that wave, man, we can see a lot of signings happening. Because all these signings that have happened are teams re-signing their own guys or picking up player options, picking up team options, or trades, of course. But now we can start to see some external signings happening. What do you think about a Ben Simmons reunion? Yeah, so I talked about this on the show. The rumors of Ben Simmons saying he wants to make an NBA comeback and wants to play for the 76ers. But I do not have any interest in bringing Ben Simmons back to Philadelphia. That is my short answer on that. I'm good. Do we not remember what Ben Simmons looked like the last time he played basketball? I mean, he can't stay healthy, and he wasn't good last time he played, so. Give us a surprise hot take trade that will shock us. Maybe they trade Brown on Boston, LeBron in Miami. Well, LeBron's a free agent. Oh, I go you're saying, actually. Yeah, LeBron in Miami. What's a wild card? A wild card move. You know, I don't think LeBron in Miami is such a wild card. It's been reported that they're one of the 3 teams that are, you know, in the lead to bring him in. I think Brown, there's been some trade rumors as well. A wild card move, something that people aren't expecting. All right, sorry. A move under the radar or unexpected. I mean, I could see Brown getting traded. I'll say Detroit makes a big time splash and tries to get in on a market for a big time player here. Maybe it is a Duren sign and trade. Maybe they find a way to make a move there and beat the Lakers. No, it's not going to happen. LeBron to Cleveland. What about the Kawhi trade? I think it's a great move for both sides, honestly. You know, I think with Toronto, like, why not give up? They gave up some picks and they gave up Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick, but like, Kawhi is still so good, man. Kawhi is still so good. You know what? Actually, my surprise move, sorry to go back to that other question, my surprise move is going to be LeBron to the Timberwolves. That's going to be my surprise move. LeBron signing with Minnesota. That'll be my shocker. But I like the trade, the Kawhi trade. You know, the Raptors didn't give up much in terms of players, just Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick, and Kawhi is still awesome. They have a great defensive core there. I mean, Kawhi, Colin Murray, Boyle, Scotty Barnes, like, man, they're loaded defensively for sure. And then for the Clippers, like, you reset, man. You reset, and sometimes it's just needed. Sometimes it's just needed. You just got to reset. Dig at our first super chat of the night. And big shout out to my mom for getting us going here on the show. So let that one come in through the system. Here it is. We will get this up here in just one sec. That's a $20 super chat, which means that I got to take down a drink. First one of the night. First one of the night. All right, here we go. $20 from my mom. Drink up. Go Sixers. Let's hope Philadelphia makes some good moves here tonight. Is the Clippers 2028 pick more valuable? I don't know if it actually changes a whole lot, to be honest, given this trade. I think we kind of knew Kawhi wasn't going to be there by 2028 anyways. And so, honestly, maybe it's a little bit less, given that, like, now they have all these picks they can use to make another move or to get, some good players in the draft. But I will say, with the new draft lottery, it's like, it's so hard to predict where these picks are going to land now with the new system that they're implementing starting next year, where the odds are so even and the worst team no longer gets the best odds. And so we'll kind of see how that all goes. But $20 coming in from my mom. That means we got a shotgun a happy dad, which we will do here. Oh, also, how could I forget that I got my Sixers koozie ready to go? What am I doing? Poor move by me. Zion getting traded from Ocho. I don't hate the take of Zion getting traded. I mean, guys like Trey Murphy, have been talked about as potential trade candidates for the Pelicans. Herb Jones, like they could be active. They could be making some moves. I mean, I feel like we talked about that for a couple of years now. It just has not happened. But you never know when it might be time. You never know when it might be time. Tobias Harris reunion. Again, I am good on a Tobias Harris reunion, man. I do not need to see Tobias Harris back in Philadelphia. Shane, do I agree with your Ben Simmons opinion? What is your Ben Simmons opinion? Let me know again down in the chat. I must have missed it. Will LeBron sign tonight, the card kid? I don't think so. I don't think LeBron signs tonight. I think he takes his time, as France has scored again in this World Cup game. But I think he takes a few days to a week to make his decision. So I don't think it happens tonight. All right, it's shotgun time. And we got a fruit punch. Happy Dad. And I got my trusty little tool here that makes things a whole lot easier. So as a reminder, we do have a super chat menu here tonight. And every time you guys send in super chats, we like to, do something to celebrate. Of course, we really appreciate it and give a big thank you as well. But every 50 likes we get, so this is a free one, where we are shaking the magic 8-ball that I have right here. It's a drinking magic 8-ball, so it can say something like take a drink, take a shot, finish half your drink, whatever it might be. So every 50 likes we get, we do this. We are 8 likes away from 150. All super chats, we ring the bell, and we didn't do that yet. So let's ring the bell real quick for my mom sending in that $50 or $20 super chat. Let's go. Come on, man. Gotta love it. Ringing the bell. First bell of the night. So all super chats of any amount will ring the bell for you, just like you're at the Sixers game. Every $10 that comes in, or if you send in a $10 super chat, I should say, we will also shake the magic 8-ball. And then any $20 super chats that come in, we will take down some shotguns. So our first 20 of the night, courtesy of my mom coming in here. As we also just surpassed 150 likes, so we'll do the magic 8-ball as well. Let's get it going. So let's see. I want to do this right about here. There's a little technique to this. Gotta stab it. Boom. All right. Cheers, everybody. 324 people watching. Appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's hope this is a big-time move. We do have a tweet. Is it a signing? No signing, but Jake Fisher says on his stream he expects Quentin Grimes to sign a contract in the range of $10 million a year, so we'll keep that in mind. All right, here we go. Cheers. Woo! There we go. There we go. First shotgun of the night down. And still no signings. Crazy. Crazy. We ain't doing nothing. No one's done anything yet. Since that 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock Eastern window did hit, no one's made a move. No one's made a move. Well, don't forget, you guys, while we are here and waiting for a move to be made, to hit that subscribe button here on the channel. We're trying to get closer and closer to 27,000 subs. You can see to my right, Currently sitting at 26,583 subscribers. This is a live count, so as you hit that sub button, you can see the number going up a little bit. Also, a big shout out to some of our recent subscribers: Reruns on Mars, P Nation 215, Do Better Show, Saifadun Hassan, and Howard Peters. Some of our recent subscribers. So shout out to you guys. I want to see how close we can get to hitting our next big milestone. Of course, we do live shows like this, live for the draft, free agency, videos all throughout the week, all throughout the year on your 76ers. 100% free coverage right here on the show. Roger, if we get Oubre and Collins, how do you like the Sixers going into next year? I mean, again, it's so tough because it all depends on the health of Joel Embiid, but I will say their depth will certainly be better. I mean, off the bench, you'd have, depending if you start Oubre or Barlow, you'd have one of those two coming off the bench. You would have Phylon off the bench. You probably have Oubre and Barlow coming off the bench because you'd start George and Collins. And so you'd have Oubre, Barlow, Phylon off the bench. Still have Edwards. Like, the bench is a little bit better. A little bit better, for sure. That's why I wish the Sixers got a second-round pick and added somebody else, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Collins is signing back. You think so? We'll see. I'm sure John Collins will test his open market, especially with the Clippers going into full rebuild mode. Does he really want to be there for a complete rebuild? I don't know. Time in the Buckeye in the building. I mean, if Grimes is signing for about $10 million a year, I wouldn't mind keeping him at that number, man. It's not all that expensive. And, I had my frustrations with Quentin Grimes last year. But we can talk about him here more in depth. So, in case you missed it, we just got a report from Jake Fisher, NBA insider, that Grimes is expected to sign a contract in the $10 million range. And so if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, do you want to take him back on that kind of deal? Last year, put up about 13.5 points per game. Only shot 33% from three, though, which was well below his normal average. I guess if you go on the every other year trend he's gone with, it was to be expected, right? I mean, 38% in 22-23, then 33%, then 38% in 2024-25, then back down to just 33% this past season. And so I was frustrated with Grimes a lot this past year because I felt like he left a lot of meat in the bone and had a lot of untapped potential. And in the playoffs, had a couple of games against Boston where, he had that one game against Boston where he was phenomenal, especially defensively on Jaylen Brown. But outside of that, he was largely inconsistent, wasn't knocking down a lot of shots. But look, for $10 million, if that is his market, if it's like a 2-year, $20 million deal or a 3-year, $30 million deal, I said I didn't really want him back. But that's pretty cheap to be able to keep a player like Quentin Grimes. So I wouldn't mind if that is going to be the price holding on to Quentin Grimes. But you kind of do have to decide between him and Kelly Oubre, right? Because you don't have all that much money to spend. And it sounds like the Sixers have to decide, would we rather have Grimes? Would we rather have Oubre? And Oubre really had a career year offensively. I know it wasn't a career high in terms of points per game. He has scored 20 points per game in a season before, but the efficiency was much better than it has been. He did only play 50 games to deal with some injuries, but he does bring you some tenacity defensively. He's athletic. He can get in the passing lanes. It really, though, is just the offensive consistency for him as well, which was a little bit better this year, but in the playoffs, he really struggled to shoot it from three. I'd rather have Oubre than Grimes. Maybe there's a world, though, if Oubre only gets like 7 to 8 mil and Grimes only gets 9 to 10, maybe you can keep them both. But again, if you had to pick between the two of them, just me personally, I would go with Kelly Oubre over Quentin Grimes. But you guys can let me know, who would you rather keep? If it did come down to it and you had to decide between Oubre or Grimes, who would you rather keep? Type your answer down in the comments. 334 people watching, up to 171 likes. We did pass 150 likes. Again, every 50 likes we get, we are shaking the magic 8 ball. We are 29 likes away from having to do it again. So let's go right now. Let's see what we get. We got everyone drinks again. So if you're out there, if you're drinking, whether you're drinking water, beer, whatever it may be, let's do a toast to a successful free agency in Mike Ganzi's first offseason as president of basketball operations with the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's hope he pulls the right strings, makes the right signings, maybe even makes the right trade if he has to get this Sixers team into contention in the Eastern Conference. Cheers, everybody. Let's have a night. And yeah, good point here from Naheem Irwin. Shout out to my guy here all year long. 92% of people in the poll question said they'd rather have Oubre over Grimes. So, tells you all you need to know right there. Yeah, man. Adam Silver ruining the NBA. No one wants to get caught tampering. So, yeah. No team wants to get caught tampering, so they wait until 5 o'clock to actually start talking to these guys. It is what it is. Oh, we have a signing! It's not a Sixers signing, but we finally have a signing. The first one of free agency, and it's not even a player changing teams, unfortunately. It is a player staying in the same organization. As soon as that comes through our system, we will show that to you guys. But I'm seeing a lot of Kelly Oubres for who would you rather keep. All right, a couple of signings just coming in. Ousmane Dieng is re-signing with the Milwaukee Bucks on a 3-year, $17.5 million deal. Ousmane Dieng re-signing with the Bucks on a 3-year, $17.5 million deal. And DeAndre Jordan is re-signing with the Pelicans, man. DeAndre Jordan will be back for his 19th season in the NBA. That is crazy. He'll be back with New Orleans. I honestly, I hadn't realized that he didn't retire yet. That is insane. So it's just 2 re-signings here, unfortunately. So no external signings yet. It's 2 re-signings. So Ousmane Dieng and DeAndre Jordan are 2 signings here to kick off NBA free agency. Are we going to get an external signing at some point? We're 20 likes away from 200. As soon as we get there, we got to shake the magic 8 ball again and I'll have to do some kind of drinks. We're 20 likes away from 200 likes. Horatio, did you see the cap space for the NBA? Yeah, the official numbers came in. I can relay that information to everybody here. So, the official cap numbers. Where did those go? Well, so with those cap numbers coming in, which I thought I had them pulled up. Here they are. The salary cap is officially set at $164.9 million. The tax level is set at $200.4 million. The first apron set at $209 million. The second apron set at $221.6 million. The non-taxpayer mid-level exception is set at $15.0 million. It's about what we expected there for the NBA. Here are those new signings, by the way. Ousmane Dieng re-signing with the Bucks in a 3-year, $17.5 million contract. And then DeAndre Jordan is re-signing with the Pelicans. Probably just a one-year vetman deal there for him. And that's all. Bones Highland has agreed to return to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Bones Highland will be back with the Wolves. By the way, though, as I was mentioning with those notes, with those salary cap numbers, we now know what Joel Embiid's salary is going to be. 2026-27, this upcoming season, Joel Embiid will make $57.6 million. In 27-28, he will make $62.2 million. In 2028-29, Embiid will make $66.8 million. That is a player option on that one. So those are now let me know the cap numbers for this year. Those are the official terms of Joel Embiid's contract there. All right, Adam Silver's ruining our league, man. Adam Silver's ruining our league. We used to have all these signings coming in right at 6 p.m. Eastern for free agency, and Silver instead wants to make sure teams aren't tampering. So he's doing all this to make sure that teams aren't talking to free agents early. You know what he's doing? He's ruining the fun of the league. So if you don't like Adam Silver right now, type those boos in the chat. Boo that man. Because free agency used to be a spectacle. It used to be exciting. Right when that 6 o'clock hit, we used to see signing on signing on signing on signing. Now we don't. Now we're sitting here. Free agency's been open for 30 minutes, and all we've seen is Ousmane Dieng re-sign and DeAndre Jordan, and now Bones Highland re-sign. Type those boos. Boo that man Silver, man. And I'll tell you right now, we are really going off on Adam Silver in my work group chat. A bunch of us that cover a bunch of different NBA teams here at Chat Sports. Adam Silver's taking some heat, man. Look at all those boos in the chat. Yeah, and Silver had to go ahead and do all this random stuff for the draft. Are we serious, man? Are we serious? Corrupted oldie from Jayu. That's hilarious. We're 10 likes away from 200, by the way. 10 likes away from 200. As soon as we get there, we're shaking the magic 8 ball again. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up icon, like the stream. France, by the way, a 2-0 lead over Sweden. Approaching the 70th minute in this round of 32 game taking place at MetLife Stadium. Some more Twitter notifications coming in, and nothing there. I don't know who's worse, Adam Silver or Roger Goodell. I actually, Goodell's done some decent things, man. Look, people are always going to hate on the commissioners of every major sport. I think Goodell's done some all right things. Adam wanted Bones as a 6 TBH. Doesn't make too much sense with LeBaron. Yeah. Drafting Phylon, it's like there was no reason to have him and Bones. But Bones is a decent player. He's just so streaky, man. Just so streaky. All right, we just surpassed 200 likes. Appreciate you guys for getting us to that number. That means we got to shake the magic 8 ball again, baby. And Naheem, do some Sixers. Look, you can't even be mad at Philadelphia. No one's done anything. No team has done anything. So you really can't even be mad. Here's France again, looking like they're going to score once again. What a save by the keeper. They'll stay 2-0. All right, here we go. What do we get? What do we get? Down in 1. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is the risk of this. Down in 1. So I got to finish the rest of this drink in one go. There's probably like 3/4 of this left. So we got to down the drink, man. We got to down the drink. And we're already only 40 likes away from 250 and having to do it again. So that's crazy. Still sitting here waiting for some big-time moves to happen. By the way, before we take down the rest of this drink, I just want to let you guys know that ESPN right now, believe it or not, we are in, keep this in mind, we are in the peak of free agency. We are 31 minutes into free agency right now, right? ESPN should be all about what's going on in free agency. ESPN right now isn't even talking about the NBA. They're talking about the WNBA right now on ESPN. They aren't even talking about the NBA. It's ridiculous. That's why you guys hit that subscribe button to us right here, man, because we're all things NBA, all things Sixers, all the time here on 76ers Now. Big shout out to our recent subscribers, up to 26,586 subs. If you're liking us more than ESPN's coverage, because they're talking WNBA during NBA free agency, like I said, hit that sub button, man. You get Sixers coverage all year long when you hit that subscribe button. Live shows just like this. Watch parties as well. No better place to keep up with your 76ers for 100% free, by the way. It's 100% free to hit that subscribe button. So shout out to our recent subscribers. Cheers to everybody. I got to finish this drink. Another signing. Tim Hardaway Jr. signing with the Miami Heat. Tim Hardaway Jr. signing with the Miami Heat. So finally, we have an external signing. Our first external signing of free agency is finally here. We don't know the contract details just quite yet. But Tim Hardaway Jr. is signing with the Miami Heat. Honestly, he's a player I would have liked Philadelphia to sign. We'll see if he gets a vet minimum or not. But a guy who can shoot the three, he can score. He's awful defensively, but you know what? You need somebody off the bench to just come and score. It is what it is, man. So Tim Hardaway Jr. is signing with the Miami Heat. That is our first external signing of free agency. It's a good pickup, man. It's a good pickup for a Miami Heat team that certainly needs to surround Giannis with a lot of shooters. Giannis and Bam. Obviously, two non-shooters there. David, can we sign John Collins, Oubre, and Grimes? Not all three of them. You do not have the money to pick up all three of those guys. But I'd say maybe two of them. Not all three, though, unfortunately. All right, we shook the Magic 8 Ball. It said down in one. So we got to finish the rest of this drink in one go. We have to spin the Magic 8 Ball or shake it. I keep saying spin. It's not a wheel. We have to shake the Magic 8 Ball again, which, by the way, it's Kelly green for the Eagles. But that blends in with our green screen, unfortunately. But you can see, right there. It's tough for you guys to see, but it does say what we have to do. Every 50 likes, we have to shake the Magic 8 Ball. We are 38 likes away from doing it again. So, cheers to you guys. As France is now up 3-0 with in the 75th minute in this World Cup game. Let's hope we get a Sixers signing here. So here is that Tim Hardaway Jr. signing. He is going to Miami. Yeah, so yes, Shane, we do own Kelly's bird rights, but the issue is that if the Sixers use the mid-level exception, they get hard capped at the first apron. And so if they want to sign somebody external, they'll have to use that mid-level, which will hard cap them at the first apron, which will limit how much money they can spend. That's the issue. That's the issue. Yeah, Timothy, DeAndre Jordan does still play. And the contract has been updated. It is okay, so it's not the minimum. It's a little bit more. They're honestly using part of the mid-level, I guess, here. Or using the biannual. But it's a 1-year, $6.5 million deal for Tim Hardaway Jr. with the Miami Heat. Philadelphia would not have given him that much money, unfortunately. I thought maybe for a vetman, sure. But no more stalling. Let's take down this drink. Cheers, everybody. And again, we are now 35 likes away. Make it 34 likes away from shaking. The drinking magic 8-ball again. Here we go. Tell you what, it's harder to do it out of the little tab and not the shotgun tool, but we'll do it anyways. Adam Silver goes to the dog park to pick up poo, but doesn't have a dog. That's ridiculous. I love the Adam Silver hate. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Oh, a little bit left. There we go. $30 likes away for our next goal of 250. So the most recent signing, Tim Hardaway Jr. signing with the Miami Heat. 1 year, $6.5 million. But an otherwise slow free agency. Let's give you guys an update. We haven't shown this yet on all of the Sixers free agents. So as a reminder, here's everybody who is a free agent for Philadelphia, not counting two-way guys, of course. Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes are the big names, right? And so what happens with them? Kelly Oubre has been linked a lot to the Indiana Pacers. Quentin Grimes has been linked to the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Sixers could not come to terms with agreements on either Oubre or Grimes prior to the start of free agency. Philadelphia's been able to negotiate with both of these guys for quite a while, but unable to come to terms with them on a contract. They are both unrestricted free agents. And so we shall see if the Sixers want to keep both of them, neither of them, one of them. Also free agents are Andre Drummond. Trendon Watford is a free agent after Philadelphia declined his team option. I don't think he'll be back, unfortunately. Of course, Kyle Lowry, a free agent as well. I would be shocked if he does not end up retiring. But these are the free agents for the Philadelphia 76ers. Really two big names with Oubre and Grimes. Smaller ones with Drummond and Watford. And then Kyle Lowry, of course, as well. Drummond linked going back to Detroit would make sense. They traded away Isaiah Stewart. And sounds like they're going to lose Jalen Duren, so they need another center. And Drummond, I imagine, will be a cheap option. I could see Philadelphia bringing him back, but I feel like they probably want to go in a different direction at this point. I mean, backup center is such a problem because I still do not trust Adem Bona to be this team's full-time backup center. I just don't. Kriplov, Sixers are going to wait until there's scraps left to sign everybody. Well, I'll tell you what, nobody besides the Heat have made a signing yet, so it's tough to say that. Like, nothing's been done up to this point. Nothing's been done up to this point. We can show this again. It's been a while since we've taken a look at the top free agents available. And a couple of these guys I think are targets for the 76ers. LeBron, I would say, is not a target for Philadelphia. He is most likely going to be going to either Golden State, Miami, or Cleveland. Jalen Duren, there's talks of him leaving Detroit to sign with the Sacramento Kings. Walker Kessler has been linked a little bit to the Los Angeles Lakers. Norman Powell, probably not going back to the Miami Heat. We'll see what his market ends up being. Was it All-Star with the Miami Heat? Should have a pretty decent market. Obviously, former Sixer Tobias Harris is in there. Yeah, not a chance. I need Tobias Harris back on my team. Does sound like, though, he will be leaving the Detroit Pistons. Jonathan Kuminga got a team option declined by the Hawks. I'm not really the biggest fan of Jonathan Kuminga. Rui Hachimura is somebody I would love the Sixers to go out and get. A true power forward who can rebound, who can shoot, decent defender as well. We'll see what kind of money he wants. There's Quentin Grimes, of course. We just talked about him at length. Tari Eason would be a good option at the 4 spot if the Rockets do not want to keep him around. Peyton Watson sounds like he's going to get big money as a restricted free agent from the Denver Nuggets, staying there in Denver. Anfernee Simons, I'm good on him. Bennedict Mathurin is restricted. He'll probably stay with the Clippers. John Collins is a guy to, again, watch out for with Philadelphia. John Collins is a guy who's been linked to the 76ers, and certainly a name that I would like. You know, a true power forward who can rebound. He's athletic. He can shoot. Shot 40% from 3 this year. I would love John Collins. Collin Sexton, I don't think is a fit for the Sixers. There's Kelly Oubre, as we also just talked about, is a free agent. Dean Wade is the other player that Philadelphia has been linked to a lot. A lot different than, you know, what John Collins is, even though they both run that power forward spot. You know, Collins is a much more offensive-oriented player, a much better shooter, athletic, good rebounder. Dean Wade is a much better connective player, right? A good catch-and-shoot threat from 3, a much better defender and a much more versatile defender, and a much better on-off and analytics kind of player, and kind of just a winner, right? And has a connection to Mike Gansey as well here in Philadelphia. Then we have Luke Kennard, we have Sandro Mamukelashvili, Keon Ellis, and Nick Richards, our top 20 free agents. So those are the guys available to sign. Ben or Toby. Yeah, no, we don't need to go going back down these old routes with the Philadelphia 76ers, man. We can just stick to signing new players in this team who can help improve the depth. So that's what I will say there. All right, I want everybody to have some fun with this one, because we've only seen one external signing so far in free agency. But I just showed you the list of the top 20 free agents available. Who is the next player you think is going to sign? We have almost 400 people watching. Who is the next player you think is going to sign in free agency? And if you're really feeling bold, what team will that player sign with? If you're really feeling bold. And you know what? How about this? I'll go even another step further. If you send in a super chat of any amount and you predict the next player to sign, I will take a shot and dedicate it to you. So if you send in a super chat, I believe it has to be $2 or more to send in a message. But a super chat of any amount with the next player you think is going to sign, if you get it right, I will take a shot for you. Or you can send in the next team to sign a player. So either or. Either the next player to sign or the next team to sign a player. Ocho, what are those rankings based on? So those rankings are not my personal rankings. I want that to be clear of those top 20 free agents. Those rankings are our top guy, Sam Brown. Those are his rankings. Those are not my personal rankings. But I think it's a fine list. I mean, you know, you can argue a lot of the times. Should somebody be here? Should somebody be there? Whatever it is, you know. At the end of the day, those are 20 of the best free agents. I think you should look at that more like. All right, let's see in the chat right now. '23 Lacrosse says Kessler Lakers. Kessler to the Lakers would be great for them. Ron Edmonds says Dean Wade to the Sixers. I would love that signing to come in right now. That would be electric. Thaddeus Luke Kennard would be a good shooter for us. Naheem, Nick Richards. According to Jake Fisher, Jalen Duren has interest in going to Boston. Interesting. I don't know how they pull that off without trading Jaylen Brown. Dean Wade, John Collins, and Oubre will be good signings. Rui isn't coming here. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything about Rui potentially coming to the Sixers, unfortunately. I would still love it. Hell on Wheels wants to bring back Tobias. No, sir. No chance. There's no way he would do that. Mentally, he's way too cooked. He's way too cooked. Is Trey still here? Could you call him over? I'm sick and tired of us watching us lose every season. $406 people watching. Guys, we are 22 likes away from hitting 250, and then I'll have to shake the magic 8 ball again. And I heard Trizzy say that... Oh, God. Oh, I almost got it. I heard Trizzy say that if we get to 250 likes and I shake the magic 8 ball and it says that somebody else has to drink, that he will do it. Look what I just spun. Oh, it said person to your left, take a shot. We didn't get there, so it's not a real spin. I mean, if you think about it, I'm eventually on your left. Shout out my guy Trizzy. Shout out my guy Trizzy. All right, we can go through some of the recent news that's come across the league right now. None of this is free agency signings, but we do have some reporting that has happened as of late here. So, as I mentioned, this tweet from NBA Central, aggregating from Jake Fisher, that Jalen Duren does have interest in going to Boston. Again, I don't know how that happens. I don't know how Boston makes that work. It's probably something with Jaylen Brown involved, a sign and trade. But that is of note there. Jalen Duren does have interest in going to Boston. There's also this from Chris Haynes. Ocho, how many likes to shave your hair? There is no number for that. I will not be doing that. I'm sorry. I will not be doing that. There's only so much I can do. But according to Chris Haynes, LeBron James will be patient and open-minded in selecting his next destination. But the priority is having a realistic chance of competing for a championship. He remains committed to playing at the highest level. I don't know if that's huge news. Obviously, LeBron wants to win a championship. Like, duh. So we'll see where he decides to go. We'll see where he decides to go. So another Jalen Duren update here from Mark J. Spears. The Detroit Pistons have offered what the franchise believes is the most lucrative contract possible for their all-star restricted free agent Jalen Duren, are not interested in any sign and trade deals, and will match any potential offer sheet he signs. So we got the report that Duren wants to go to Boston. There was a report that he was meeting with Sacramento. Sounds like Detroit's not going to let him go. And if somebody offers him a big-time deal, it sounds like they're just going to match it. So we'll see what happens there. Marcus, do you basically think we will be mid until we trade George and Embiid? No, I mean, look. If you improve the depth problem from last season, I think Philadelphia can make some noise in the East. They made the second round last year with no depth. Think about this, right? If you make the second round of the playoffs, I know it's not the goal. I know you don't want to settle for making the second round. But they were one of the 8 best teams in the NBA last year. Right? I mean, only 8 teams make the second round. They were one of the 8 best teams in the NBA last year, according to postseason success. Is that mid? I would say no, right? And so, if you have continued health, if you're able to fix your depth issue this offseason, maybe you can make a conference finals run. Maybe you can make a finals run. Who knows, right? But if I would have told you at the beginning of last season that Philadelphia would be a top 8 team in the NBA, would you believe me? Probably not. Probably not. So I know a lot of people are pessimistic, but that's the reality of what happened last year. The Sixers made the second round. They were a top 8 team in the NBA. Even though they finished 7th in the standings in the Eastern Conference. So, just keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind. And a great point from Marley. People tend to overreact. The Knicks, look, I hate the Knicks. As much as I don't want to say that they were as good as they were awesome. We ran into a buzzsaw, as Marley says. Like, the Knicks were fantastic. And yes, the Sixers got swept. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, still waiting for some more signings here. This is a good question for you guys. I'd like to ask this one. Who's your favorite NBA player right now? It could be somebody on the Sixers. It could be somebody else. Let's get some conversation going here. Who is your favorite NBA player right now? Could be a Sixer, could be somebody else. You guys let me know. What do we got? Philly Sec says Maxey, of course. Ted E says Maxey. Fresh Prince says Steph Curry. Keo says Donovan Mitchell. Funk Soldier Maxey. Naheem Irwin Maxey. Mr. June Russell Westbrook. Keo says or VJ Edgecombe. Andrew VJ. Kai Wavy, Maxey, Fresh Prince, Curry, DLC, Ant or Wemby. I'm a big fan of Anthony Edwards. I'm not going to lie. I like Anthony Edwards a lot. And you know what? If you are saying a Sixer, obviously you're a Sixer fan, let me know who your favorite non-Sixer is. If you had to pick somebody not on the Sixers, Marcus, second round means nothing to us, especially when you get swept. Look, I understand that the second round isn't the goal, especially if you don't win a single game, but look at what the expectations were. The Sixers won 24 games a year prior. And then we're a top 8 team in the NBA the following year. That's progress. That's progress. Andrea says Giannis. 23 Lacrosse says Embiid. I'm still a big Embiid fan, man. Fifth Elite also says Joel. Matt says Jimmy Butler is his favorite non-Sixer. Marcus got lucky and blessed by a 3-1 comeback. So you're not going to give the Sixers any credit for making that comeback, man. They fought their asses off. And I know that Tatum didn't play in Game 7, but he played in Game 5, played in Game 6. Philadelphia won both of those games. Marley, Paul George was my favorite player. We just lost Kelly. Is that true? Oh, man. So, all right. Kelly Oubre has not signed anywhere, all right? I want to make that clear. Kelly Oubre Jr. has not signed anywhere. But he is going to meet with the Indiana Pacers, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. So it doesn't sound great for those of you who wanted Kelly Oubre back in Philadelphia. And the Sixers. Do not let that be kept out of there either. He also will meet with the Sixers. That's very important to note because the initial report did not have that. So again, if you missed that, Kelly Oubre will meet with the Sixers, the Pacers, the Blazers, and the Lakers, among others. So it doesn't seem like we're going to have a decision on Kelly Oubre tonight. Let me tweet this out. Kelly Oubre is going to meet with multiple teams, including the Sixers. Who was it again? Kelly Oubre is going to meet with multiple teams, including the Sixers, the Indiana Pacers, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. That according to Yahoo Sports' Kelly Iko. So Kelly Oubre will meet with some other teams. And by the way, if you guys want to give me a follow on Twitter, I'll give you a shout out if you give me a follow on Twitter right now. In the chat right now. I'm trying to grow my following, you know. The Lakers have discussed Tobias Harris as a potential free agent option. So Kelly Oubre has a lot of suitors, man. Kelly Oubre has a lot of suitors right now. What's your Twitter? Ted, it's in the chat right now. If you click on the link, my name is it's just Jake Chipper is my name. JAKECHIPPER. I'll put it in the chat one more time for you. Yeah, Lakers want Toby. Enjoy winning nothing. If you give me a follow, I'll give you a shout out right now on Twitter. It's Jake Chipper. JAKECHIPPER. It's in the live chat right now. But yeah, definitely not ideal for the Sixers that Oubre is going to meet with so many teams. And honestly, that might be worth a video. I'm going to do a short, I think. So I'm going to record a short real quick that Kelly Oubre is going to meet with multiple teams. Got some followers on Twitter. Shout out to a few people. And apologies, obviously, your YouTube names are probably different than your Twitter names, but I'll give you a shout outs here. Shout out to Zay for giving me a follow. Shout out to Zay for giving me a follow on Twitter. Shout out to Ja Crispy Outlander. Shout out to Abraham Rivera. And shout out to Bridges Burn over there on Twitter. I'll give you guys all follow backs. Why not, man? Give me a follow, I'll follow you back. We're all just Sixers fans at the end of the day, man. Oh, yeah. Ja Crispy. There you go, man. There you go. All right, I'm going to do a quick short on this Oubre news. Let me just make sure I have the tweet correct. The Sixers, Pacers, Blazers, and Lakers, among others. So, a little peek behind the curtain of how we do things here at Chat Sports. Turn that brightness up a little bit. All right. This just in, Kelly Oubre. Oh, wait, let me fix the fix this for you guys here. There we go. Let's try that again. Didn't want to have that up on screen blank. Sixers, Pacers, Blazers, and Lakers. This just in, oh, no, that's not right either. Shout out Shane Butler. Follow me on Twitter as well. This just in, Kelly Oubre Jr. is going to meet with several teams in NBA free agency. We're currently live on the channel reacting to everything happening during free agency. So hit that subscribe button and join us. But Kelly Oubre is going to meet with the Sixers, the Indiana Pacers, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Los Angeles Lakers, among other teams during free agency. So it seems like there's a good chance Kelly Oubre could be headed elsewhere. Now, again, he is meeting with Philadelphia, so the Sixers will have a chance to talk to him and decide what kind of contract he thinks he's worth, what kind of contract the Sixers think he is worth. But he is testing his options in free agency and could go elsewhere. When he does make a decision, of course, we'll have a video here on the channel. I would love for Philadelphia to be able to keep Kelly Oubre, if it's affordable, around $8 to $10 million. I think with what he showed with his efficiency this year. Obviously, in the playoffs, it wasn't as great. With his defense, with his tenacity, hopefully he stays. But clearly, Oubre is testing his options. All right. Got a few more followers as well. Shout out to Shane Butler. And shout out to I Watch Mediocrity. So let's see if I can get this going. If he leaves the Sixers, can we curse him on stream? No, I'm not going to do that to Kelly Oubre. Like, he's been a fan favorite. He's been a phenomenal player. If the Sixers don't want to bring him back, that's on them, you know? And if he leaves, that is what it is. It is what it is. User says Oubre is getting over $12 million a year. I'd be shocked if he gets more than that, man. It was reported that his market was around 8 to 10. I'd be shocked if he gets that much. I'd be shocked. We did get another super chat. Don't want to miss this. Another 20 coming in. Big shout to my dad singing the $20 super chat. And you guys know anytime we get a super chat in here, we got to ring the bell. Let's go. Let's go. Lamont Lancaster in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hanging out right now. Guys, we're 12 likes away from our next goal of 250 likes. As a reminder, and by the way, the $20 super chat from my dad here. Sixers just need Paul George to stay healthy and drug-free. Yeah, too many missed games. Yeah, between the injuries and the 25-game suspension, certainly missed a lot of games. Hopefully he doesn't make that same mistake again. $20 super chat means better do another shotgun. I'll do that here momentarily in a second. We're up to $40 in super chats. Here's our super chat menu. Every 50 likes, we have to shake the magic 8 ball. It's a drinking magic 8 ball. We're 10 likes away. You can say things like, take a shot. I got some vodka right here. You can say drink. It can make somebody from the bullpen come in here and drink. All super chats, we ring the bell as we just did. Any $10 super chat that comes in as well will also shake the magic 8 ball. Any $20 super chat that comes in like it just did, we will shotgun some happy dads. So that is what we're doing here on the show. So let me just send some info here. Bear with me 1 second. Alrighty. All right, real quick, want to take a moment as we are 4 likes away from 250. As soon as we get there, we're shaking that magic 8 ball again. Can we get there by the time I'm done telling you guys about our sponsor on today's show? And that is Prize Picks, of course, making everything free and easy for you all. Prize Picks, the sponsor of today's show, America's #1 sports picks app. And with the World Cup in full swing right now, on to the knockout rounds, no better time to cash in on the action than right now and with our friends at Prize Picks. All you got to do to use Prize Picks is put together lineups where you pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You can choose flex play. You can choose power play as well. And you are on your way to winning yourself some money. And right now, with their social feeds feature, you can actually follow your favorite celebrities on the app. You can follow your friends on the app. Shoot, you can follow me on the app. My username is @JChip. And you can get in on the action and copy lineups in just one click. And so here is a lineup I was rocking with today for the World Cup. So I had Erling Haaland more than a half goal. He did score there. I had Kylian Mbappe more than a half goal. He also scored. And then a flash discount from Prize Picks as well. We had Mbappe more than 24.5 passes attempted in tonight's game. And let me double check on that here really quick. I'm curious if he ended up getting to that number or not. And I believe he did get to that number. So that's how it works. $10 to win $40 right there with Prize Picks. Right now, a great offer for new users if you download the Prize Picks app today and sign up using our code HMA. When you play your first $5 lineup, you'll receive $50 in lineups to Prize Picks. Again, code HMA. When you play your first $5 lineup, you get an extra $50 in lineups to Prize Picks. That link down in the live chat right now, also in the description of today's show. So again, we're still waiting on more moves here, man. We really haven't had a lot happen very, very recently. But we did get this $20 super chat that came in from my dad, so we will have to do some drinks. Doobie Vision, what's the holdup, Sixers? I hope they're not trying to lowball. Well, look, there hasn't been a lot of moves made at all by any team. So, how about this? According to Jake Fisher, the Sixers are among multiple teams targeting forwards with a mid-level exception. John Collins, Dean Wade, Rui Hachimura, Sandro Mamukelashvili, all those forwards, they have a lot of landing spots at the full mid-level exception from the Sixers, the Spurs, the Lakers. A lot of interest in that position. So keep an eye on John Collins, Dean Wade, Rui Hachimura, and Sandro Mamukelashvili. I would like any of those signings for Philadelphia if they use that full mid-level. Padres fan, Pacers are interested in Kelly Oubre. Yes, they are. You see what Toronto paid for Kawhi? That's crazy. Honestly, I don't think it's quite as crazy as you might be saying here. So this was the full trade package for Kawhi Leonard. We have it updated now here. Raptors gave up Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, first-round picks in 2031 and 2033, second-round picks in 2030 and 2033, and then a 2027 first-round pick swap. And look, Kawhi's still awesome, man. He's still a great player. And they gave up a lot of picks, but they only gave up Brandon Ingram, who is obviously a worse player than Kawhi Leonard, and Grady Dick, who is still a young player with a lot of potential, but didn't really play for them last year. So, in essence, like from a player perspective, they're really only swapping Ingram for Leonard, which is obviously a big-time upgrade. Getting up the picks is certainly, a big deal. But they should have Kawhi for the next few years. He's probably going to sign some kind of extension with them at some point. And so we shall see. But we did cross over 250 likes. We also have to do a shotgun for the $20 super chat that came in, so we will also do that. Better package than Milwaukee got for Giannis. Milwaukee got a lot of young assets in that Giannis trade. Here, actually, we can show the full Giannis trade. So I would say Milwaukee got a better package for Giannis. Like, they got Tyler Hero, Kello Ware, Jaime Jaquez, and Kasparas Yakachonis. Obviously, Hero's a good player. Ware, Jaquez, and Yakachonis are three really good young players. Really good might be a stretch. They're three solid young players who have some potential. They got 3 first-round picks as well. The number 13 overall pick in this year's draft, which they used to take Nate Ament. First-round picks in 2031 and 2033. A first-round pick swap in 2030. And a second-round pick in 2033. So they still got a lot. Big shout-out to some more people that followed me. I'll give you some follow-backs. David Exum and Hassan Grimes as well. Big shout-out to you guys for following me over on Twitter. But I'm going to retweet this post here. The Sixers are reportedly interested in John Collins, Dean Wade, Rui Hachimura, and Sandro Mamukelashvili. So I just retweeted that as well. All right, we got some drinking we have to do. In the meantime, let's see what we can do here. We can pop up our sub counter again as well. So again, we're trying to make our way towards 27,000 subscribers. Big shout out to our recent subs, Max Mercando, C-Rob, Reruns on Mars, P Nation 215, and the Do Better Show. We're only 8 subs away from 26.6K. Can we get there right now? Can we get to that number right now? 8 people away. When you hit that sub button, you get free Sixers coverage all year long right here on the channel. All you got to do is hit that sub button. You're locked in. Costs $0. News, rumors, analysis, and a whole lot more. We get live shows like this for free agency, for the draft, for games as well. So be sure to lock us in and hit that subscribe button. All right, so for passing 250 likes, let's shake that magic 8 ball. And it says, everyone drink. So I'm going to take down this shotgun that came in for the 20. And if you're drinking as well, cheers to you. And hopefully cheers to some moves made here by Philadelphia, because we haven't done a whole lot. Those picks are huge future assets. Yeah, no, they are. They definitely are. It's not nothing. It's not nothing to give up all those picks. Ocho says, yo, I had to go to the grocery store. What happened? Nothing really has happened. We did get a report that Kelly Oubre is going to meet with several teams in free agency, including the Philadelphia 76ers, the Indiana Pacers, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then we also got a report that the Sixers are interested in several players, including John Collins, Dean Wade, Rui Hachimura, and Sandro Mamukelashvili. But outside of that, we haven't had a move since Bones Highland re-signed with Minnesota. So it's been very, very slow up to this point. Very, very slow up to this point. All right, let me post this Oubre video here. We also have an Instagram account for the channel as well, where we post a lot of short form content. So if you're looking for even more Sixers coverage in your life, I threw that link in the chat right there. 76ers Now IG. 76ers Now IG is the Instagram account, and the name is also at the bottom of the screen right now. You can see it right below me. 76ers Now IG. We're going to get that Kelly Oubre piece up there. Nick Richards, potential option, says 09, 009 Godspeed. Be a good backup center option. So just bear me 1 second, just getting this video posted here. And then, so we're getting that up on the Instagram right now. I'm going to post it on my Twitter as well. Ocho, what's Kelly going to rap about in Indy? Corn? At least he got hit by a car. Oh, jeez. That was crazy. That was ridiculous when that happened. Jake, you're drinking a lot. I would need to wear a diaper to do this stream. Not going to lie, I'm starting to feel like I got to take a piss here, but we push on. We push on. Yeah, the doorbell footage was crazy. Him coming in on that bike, which was all beat up. Let me get this video up on Twitter here. Again, if you missed it, Kelly Oubre will meet with the Sixers, Lakers, Pacers, and Blazers during free agency. Not a whole lot of moves happening right now, though. My guy Reed, what's going on? Adam Silver's going on. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Adam Silver, man. Unbelievable. All right, this is an interesting question here. Who's your least favorite player in the NBA? Mine is Anfernee Simons. I can't stand him. I think he's a baby. LeBron Philon said that the first player he'd want to cross over in the NBA is Anfernee Simons because he heard that he plays with a refrigerator on his back. Sengun's my least favorite player in the NBA. I think he complains too much. He's not good enough to be doing that. Let me know who your least favorite player is in the NBA. Philly Matt says Jalen Brunson. It's a good shout right there. Shane Butler, LeBron. I don't mind LeBron. I don't mind LeBron. Oh, Flea says Lou Dort. Yeah, he's a dirty player, man. He's a dirty, dirty player. For sure. He's a good player, but he's dirty. Reed and Funk Soldier both say Draymond. Harbin Jones says Denny. Denny Avdia? Why do you hate Denny Avdia? 009 Godspeed LeBron. Anthony Durst says Tobias. Yep. Oh, Shane says always Team MJ. Okay, I understand that then. Stephen Mello says James Harden. Obviously a former Sixer. Joy Pickles says SGA. Matt Croner says Brunson. Iholka says Trey Young. Kriplov says John Morant. Anthony Durst says Daryl Morey. That's funny. I like that. Then LeBron. So Ja and LeBron, your least favorite players. RB says Tobias Harris. I'm sorry. RB says Tobias Harris. Mr. June says Karl Anthony Towns. Some decent answers here. Mine though is Alfred Şengün. All right, that short is up on the channel. Sharp says Karl Malone. That's a great answer. We don't need to bring up too much of that, but if you know, you know with Karl Malone. That's actually probably the best answer I've seen so far. Stephen Mello says Ben Simmons. Ocho, I don't like Ace Bailey. Philly Matt, I don't like Kawhi Leonard for that shot in 2019. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yabusele turned down his option. Why don't we get him back? I don't know if Yabusele will play in the NBA again, man. He had a really bad year for the Knicks before he got traded and then waived. DLC, SGA, Brunson, Tatum, Giannis, Toby, and Ben Simmons. All good options, man. I don't mind Giannis. Oh, Zaire Smith. Be mad at the Sixers for that. Don't be mad at Zaire Smith. Shane, LeBron's always flopping for calls, stat pads in the regular season. Everybody flops. Kawhi from DLC, yeah, I get that. Yeah, Vincent, Zaire Smith almost died from an allergic reaction. You can't be mad at him, man. Be mad at the Sixers for trading away Mikal Bridges to get Zaire Smith. Don't be mad at Zaire Smith. Draymond Green, Grayson Allen, yeah, both dirty players. J-Rock says Jaylen Brown. The Flea says Malik Beasley, who just got indicted on, like, gambling charges for, like, rigging games. That's a good shout. Why are you, as an NBA player, rigging games? It's just unbelievable. Doobie Vision, I'm not a big fan of Vucevic, but if it's a minimum deal, I guess. Another Grayson Allen there from Sharp. Ocho, Yabusele will get a ring. We'll see. It's up to the Knicks whether or not they want to give Yabusele a ring. We'll see if they end up giving him one. Shane Butler, James Harden. A lot of people don't like James Harden for sure. DLC, my brother was a Harden fan, or my brother was a Bucks fan because of Giannis. That's why I hate him. Hey, fair enough. Is ESPN even talking about free agency right now? Let's see. They are. Never like Jordan Clarkson. Fake tough guy energy. Interesting. I haven't heard that before. Hate LaMelo Ball with how he shoots. It does play a little funky, shooting off one leg a lot of the times. Vincent Yabu played well with the Bulls. He was all right. I mean, the Bulls were playing for nothing. Sharp says Zaza. Yeah, Zaza back in the day was definitely a dirty player. Obviously, remember him getting up and under Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs, hurting Kawhi. That kind of led to the NBA implementing these rules where you have to let the shooter land now, which is a great rule. The Flea says Wemby. I like Wemby. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it done against the Knicks. Draymond from Shane Butler. Yep. That checks out. Philly Matt doesn't like Paul Pierce. I can get that as well. There's actually a lot of Paul Pierce haters in the office here at Chat Sports. A lot of people here at the office don't like Paul Pierce. Rudy Gobert. We had a couple Rudy Goberts. I think he gets too much hate. Rudy Gobert is one of the best big man defenders we've seen in quite a long time. in our league. I mean, what, 3 or 4-time Defensive Player of the Year? I think he gets a little bit too much hate. Who's your GOAT? I'm a LeBron guy. Sorry. I know there's going to be a lot of people who say MJ. And look, at the end of the day, it's LeBron and it's MJ. Like, you can go either way, and I can't be mad at you for it. I personally go with LeBron. And maybe it's because, look, I never saw Michael Jordan play. I saw LeBron play. Maybe I'm biased, right? But I would say LeBron. I think that 3-1 comeback in the finals against the Warriors really put the nail in the coffin for me. And the longevity also, I think, has to play a factor. I think the longevity has to play a factor. LeBron is 41 and still playing at an extremely high level. And to me, that has to play a factor. All-time leading scorer in the NBA just has to. Yeah, Vincent, Rudy Gobert did a great job on Jokic in this year's playoffs. But yes, you know what? You know what, Hulkin? Yep, the Rudy Gobert COVID thing certainly is a reason not to like him. I can understand that for sure. Who's your least favorite 76er from Philly, Matt? Ooh, my least favorite 76er. I mean, Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris are the easy answers. I'm going to go in a different direction, though, I think. Not going to lie, it might be Evan Turner. He's talked so much smack about the city of Philadelphia ever since he left and he retired. And as a former, high draft pick, he was never quite living up to the expectations. And he's been hating on Philadelphia ever since he left. So you know what? Give me Evan Turner, man. Give me Evan Turner. George Niang. I liked him when he was here. Markelle Fultz. Again, not his fault with all the injury stuff, but I get that. Sean Bradley. Interesting. Quentin Grimes. Eric Snow. Andrew Bynum. Oh, Bynum makes a whole lot of sense, dude. Was awful after Philadelphia traded for him. Barely even played. Shake Milton? I loved Shake Milton, man. Jared Bayless. What did Jared Bayless ever do to you? He's so inconsequential. Tony Roten. No! Tony Roten's one of my favorite Sixers of all time. Are you serious? I love Tony Roten, man. I used to love him. Raul Neto. Again, just so inconsequential. So inconsequential. You didn't like Saric? I liked Saric. Man. I love this question. Great to see so many different answers. You didn't like Korkmaz? Yeah, I mean, yeah, he also kind of talked some smack on the Sixers after leaving. He hasn't been back in the NBA. Vincent, Turner has a point. Even Iggy talks about how Doug Collins ruined his NBA career by forcing him to change his game. I get that to a point, and certainly fit and coaching matters a lot in the NBA, but also got to take some credibility for yourself, Evan Turner. Mike Scott? No, see, I loved Mike Scott. Him and Jimmy Butler rocking the ninja headbands back in the day before they were banned by the NBA. I liked Mike Scott. Jody Meeks, again, just so inconsequential to me. Another Bynum in there, another Eric Snow in there. Sergio Rodriguez, what a pull. What a pull. George Hill? I miss Paul Reed. I miss Paul Reed too, man. He's doing some good things over there in Detroit. Shout out to B-Ball Paul. A Sixer player I knew was out of his prime that I love was Jason Richardson. Yeah, dude, Jay Rich was a dog before he came to Philadelphia. I mean, dunk contest, super athletic. He was nice, but came to Philadelphia at the end of his career. Yeah, Greg Monroe sucked. Dakota Mathias sucked. I do miss TJ McConnell and Seth Curry. Both great Sixers for sure. Oh, Mike Scott was a Commanders fan. I didn't know that. Willie Cauley-Stein. Come on, man. What did he ever do? Yeah, Josh Richardson was ass. That's a player the Sixers got back in the Jimmy Butler trade. Josh Richardson sucked. I disliked Lou Will. His game was cool, but didn't like the guy. Well, what about Lou Will did you not like? That's interesting. Elton Brand. Hey, as a player and as a general manager, he sucked. Jaylen Brown's a great answer. I don't like Jaylen Brown. Amir Johnson. Again, another player. It's like, what did he do to you, man? So inconsequential. Ben Simmons and Chris Webber. Yeah, Chris Webber stole a lot of money from Philadelphia. How about Iggy for thinking he could shoot? I never had any problems with Iggy. Nick Young. He always was who he was, though. Jahlil Okafor had such a good rookie year. Then totally fell off. Doc Rivers is the GOAT of worst Sixers coaches. Ah, Doc Rivers, man. Free agency is weak, dude. Nothing has happened. Nothing. This is ridiculous. Michael Carter Williams. Okay. Yeah, another player with a fantastic rookie year and then totally fell off the face of the earth. Sean Bradley. I've seen a couple Sean Bradleys so far. I love Brett Brown and Doug Collins. Brett Brown was cool. I mean, it was his time, but his time came up, unfortunately. Like, he could only do so much. You know, he was fine for, coaching through those rough years, but eventually he had to go. Fultz, we got nothing from him for years. Yeah. Kwame Brown, awful. Shout out Stephen A. Smith. He can't play. Andres Nocioni, DeAndre Jordan, Ben Simmons. Who's the most underrated player ever in Sixers history? Wow. Most underrated player ever in Sixers history. Man, that's a tough one. Man, you guys let me know. Andrew Toney. Evan Turner for sure sucked. Ilyasova, Jared McCain. Unfortunately, McCain wasn't here long enough, I don't think, to be really in those conversations. Oh, Jaden Springer was ass, Samuel. Jaden Springer sucked. Boban Marjanovic. Shout out Boban. Dikembe. Yeah, Dikembe is not a bad shout, man. As most underrated player of all time. Drew Holiday as well. Obviously, he was so young when he was here. Robert Covington's a good shout as well. Zaire Smith. Mo Cheeks, okay. Thibault or Rocco. Thibault had that mural before he got traded away. Aaron McKee. Andre Miller. Yeah, very underrated player for sure. Andre Miller. Eric Snow. Matt Geiger. Look at these names are pulling out here. Yeah, McKee did win Sixth Man of the Year. I don't know if he could be underrated. JJ Redick. I think every Sixer fan appreciated how good JJ Redick was. Harden got too much hate. I mean, look. The Harden tenure didn't go how you wanted it to. He had some good playoff games, had some bad playoff games. It is what it is. It is what it is. George Lynch. Any news from Teddy? Literally nothing. Nothing. Oh, here we go. Free agent 7-footer Brandon Carlson has agreed to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal with the Portland Trailblazers. That's a big nothing burger. Nick Stauskas, Landry Shamet, Thad Young. Adem Bona. I think Adem Bona sucks. Jermaine Jones, Matt Harping, Marco Bellinelli. I like the Bellinelli shout right there. The Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney. Jerry Stackhouse. Daryl Dawkins, Mo Cheeks, Theo Ratliff, Larry Hughes, Aaron McKee, Andre Iguodala, Seth Curry, TJ McConnell, Samuel Dallenberg, Keith Van Horn, Kyle Korver. Dirty Face, anything has happened? No. How about this? Lakers are expected to sign Sandro Mamukelashvili, according to Brian Windhorst. This is exciting. I didn't place it. Oh! Wait, actually, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, it was a bonus. Hey, yeah. Shout out France. Man, free agency has been so slow. So slow. We still have 351 people watching. Big shout out to you guys for still being here hanging out. We're just waiting for any big moves to happen. All-time starting 5 in Sixers history. Who you got? Well, got to have AI in there. Got to have Embiid and got to have Dr. J. You got to have Moses Malone in there as well. And then at the 2, I mean, do you have like Hal Greer in there? That's probably my 5. It's probably my 5. Iverson, Hal Greer, Irving, Malone, and Embiid. Does Wilt count? I don't know if we can count Wilt. Are they really? That's where we've gotten right now. That's where we've gotten. Can we really claim Wilt? Yeah, good audience hanging out, man. 350 people watching. I don't know if we can claim Wilt. Harden at the 2. Yeah. Is Maxey in there? Jimmy Butler, maybe. No Sir Charles. Oh, man, that's bad by me. But, like, you kind of got to decide between 2 of the 3 with Barkley, Malone, and Embiid. Unless you want to run Iverson, Irving at the 2, Barkley at the 3, Malone at the 4, and Embiid at the 5. Potentially. And then again, do you count Wilt? We claim him. Well, then I guess Embiid's not in there if we're counting Wilt. Barkley, yeah, Barkley's got to be in there, man. And Malone, though. Moses has to be in there. Moses Malone has to be in there. I think Hal Greer kind of has to be in there. I mean, it's you're making some tough decisions. You're making some tough decisions. What's going on, Beast Mode? You done? We still got 330 people watching. Yeah, understandable. It's unreal, dude. If you count Moses, gotta count Wilt. Yeah, I mean, we're doing top all-time starting 5 for Philadelphia. So I think I would go. It's so tough because there's so many big men. Like if you're counting Wilt as a Sixer, you have Wilt, you have Moses Malone, you have Charles Barkley, you have Joel Embiid. You can't get all 4 of them in there, right? So it's like, do you go Wilt at the 5, Malone at the 4, Moses at the 4, Barkley at the 3?
Or do you go?
You have Irving in there, obviously, and AI at the 1. Correct. So it's like, do you go AI, Irving, Barkley, Malone, Wilt?
What about Andre Iguodala?
Give me Iguodala. No, you can't have Iggy in there, man. Oh, here we go. We have a signing. Kobe Sanders has agreed to a 4-year, $11 million deal to return to the Clippers. That's probably my 5, though. It's probably my 5. So, some signings that have happened recently. Brandon Carlson signing with the Blazers. 1-year, $2.5 million deal. Lavoy Allen. Lavoy Allen went to my high school. Shout out Lavoy Allen. Shout out Pennsbury High School. The Sixers have money this offseason. The Sixers have a little bit of money. They had the $15 million mid-level exception they can use to sign a player. That's really it. But they could sign someone to around that $15 million mark. Wilt, Embiid, Barkley, Dr. J, AI. Spencer Hawes. Big shout out to Spencer Hawes. I remember one of my first Sixers games I went to as a kid. The Sixers were awful, right? They were playing the Milwaukee Bucks. An awful matchup because Milwaukee was also really bad. But Spencer Hawes hit like a one-legged turnaround three in the corner to send the game to overtime. The Sixers ended up winning that game. I will always remember that game. Yep. Lavoy Allen, Temple Owl. Shout out to Temple. Any news on Mitchell Robinson? No. No. Guys, we're 31 likes away from our next goal of 300. As soon as we get there, we got the Magic 8 ball once again. Another signing that just came in, Kobe Sanders, re-signing with the Clippers on a 4-year, $11.2 million deal. That is another signing that has happened. All right, reminder of our Super Chat menu here. Every 50 likes we get, we shake the Magic 8 ball, and this is a drinking game Magic 8 ball, so it'll tell me I have to do some kind of drinking, either taking a shot, chugging a beer, whatever it might be. We are 22 likes away from having to do that again. All Super Chats, we ring the bell for you guys, just like you're ringing the bell at a Sixer home game. We also will shake the Magic 8 ball for any $10 Super Chats that come in and any $20 Super Chats that come in. We do a beer shotgun. Royale Ivy shout out in the chat. There we go. We're 21 likes away from our next goal of 300. Now 19 likes away. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up icon. Colin Gillespie got $12 million per year. Why wouldn't Oubre get that much? Gillespie's a better player, man. Gillespie's a better player than Kelly Oubre. Better than Quentin Grimes. Jason Randall. What a pull from Brian. Speedy Claxton. Justin Anderson. He sucked. $15 likes away. 15 likes away. Cannonball. Isaiah Cannon. Shout out. You did not just say that. What? About Justin Anderson? Nerlens Noel. Oh, I liked him, man. At least he could dunk. I guess so. Shout out Nerlens Noel, man. Ish Smith. I need Kelly back. We'll see. We'll see. Norvel Pell. Another great pull. We're 10 likes away from 300. As soon as we get there, we're shaking the Magic 8 ball. 10 likes away. Who's going to get us there? 9 away. Ish Smith did have crazy handles. Also played for 1 million teams in his career. Timothy Luwawu Cabarrot. I also love calling him Timothy Wawa Cabarrot. That's hilarious. Mikal Bridges. Oh, don't make me remember that he was on the Sixers for like 5 minutes. Thoughts on moving the NBA Cup to an old stadium in Indy from Vegas to Indy? Yes, this is a great talking point. So the NBA did announce that they're moving the NBA Cup Finals away from Vegas to Indianapolis, Lucas Oil. I don't understand it. Why not keep it in Vegas? Why are we moving it to Indy? That makes no sense. I don't think it makes any sense. 4 likes away. 5 likes away, from 300. Pierre Jackson underrated, dropped 58 in the G League. Derek Coleman, an underrated Sixer, says 009. Rodney Hood. Thaddeus Young. I used to love Thaddeus Young, man. I used to love Thaddeus Young. 3 likes away. 2 likes away from shaking that Magic 8 ball. Yeah, Reek. You have to remember Zaire Smith after that happens. Brutal. Charles Shackelford, Chris Webber. Oh, wait, is it not Lucas Oil? Where are they playing it in Indy? If it's not Lucas Oil. Oh, the Pacers Stadium. Duh, I don't know why I said Lucas Oil. That's the Colts Stadium. Yeah, they're playing at the field house where the Pacers play. Alexei Shved. Another great pull. There we go. We surpassed 300 likes. Let's see what the Magic 8 Ball is going to have us do. Shout out to you guys. Here we go. It says some bubbles in the way. Hard to see. Person to your left, take a shot. All right, you know what? We're going to make somebody take a shot out here. Oh, there's nobody out there. That's crazy. All right, well, the first person I see that walks by, if it's in the next couple of minutes, we're going to make them take a shot. If not, I guess I'll just take it. There's nobody to my left right now. Nobody. I'm all alone here in the studio. We'll see if we find someone else that wants to come take a shot. Not the Pacers Stadium either. Where are they playing this NBA Cup? Oh, Butler's iconic Hinkie Field. Or Hinkle. I said Hinkie because I said Hinkie. Butler's iconic Hinkle Fieldhouse. Okay, never mind. My bad on that one. Yeah, Butler's iconic stadium. Iconic might be a stretch. Nick Stauskas. Interesting. All right, so I don't see anyone, unfortunately. Let me just double check real quick. Nobody wants to come take a shot? Nobody out there, man. I might have to do it myself. Might have to do it myself. Jason Capono, Carl Landry, Popeye Jones, Tim Perry, Sonny Weems, World Be Free, Tim Perry, Brandon Austin. Yeah, they moved the NBA Cup from Vegas to a college campus. Unbelievable. Because of the FBI probe and a point shaving, maybe that had something to do with it, getting it out of Vegas. Maybe. Pierre Jackson. Dude, you guys are pulling out some awesome names, man. Some awesome names. Wow, there is just nothing going on in regards to NBA free agency right now. Montrezl Harrell, Willie Green. Look at all these names getting in there. So here's a little bit of a recap of everything that has happened so far today since the clock struck 6 p.m. Eastern. Ousmane Dieng signed back with the Bucks, 3-year, $17.5 million deal. DeAndre Jordan going back to the Pelicans. Tim Hardaway Jr. signing a 1-year, $6.5 million deal with the Miami Heat. Bones Highland going back to Minnesota, 1 year, $2.8 million. We have Brandon Carlson signing with the Blazers, 1 year, $2.5 million. And then Kobe Sanders going back to the Clippers, 4 years, $11.2 million. So we still wait for any moves to happen. Let's ask this again. Where do you guys think LeBron's going to play next year? LeBron announced he will not be going back to the Lakers, the Warriors, the Heat, the Cavs. Popular answers. Where is LeBron going to play? I'm seeing Hershey Hawkins, Jeremy Grant, a lot of Sixers legends here. Jimmy Pargo, Dario Saric, Kyle O'Quinn, Jason Smith, Josh McDaniels, Deontay Christmas, and Jonah, the potentially Australian Kevin Durant Bolden. That's hilarious. All right, so Kyle says Philly. I doubt LeBron's coming here. Andrea says Cleveland. Cleveland or Philly from Mayoki. Golden State from Xavier. Vincent says Miami. Kriplov says Cleveland. Hask Grimes says Sixers. Chambus, Golden State. Habib, San Antonio. My under-the-radar team is Minnesota. All right, you know what? I still don't see anybody, so we're just going to take the shot ourselves. Even though it said the person to your left has to take a shot, unfortunately, there's nobody here. I'm all alone, so we'll take the shot ourselves. Shot of vodka coming up thanks to the Magic 8 Ball. When we reach 350 likes, we are 34 away. We'll shake the Magic 8 Ball again. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Woo! Murray, I'm going to bed. This free agency sucks. NBA's ruined. Well, Murray, appreciate you being here, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Man. Kelly Oubre shorts cooking. Casper Ware. Yeah, Kyle. I don't think LeBron ever really thought about Philly. I think he took like a meeting with them, kinda, but it was really just like a courtesy meeting. It was never really going to happen. Cleveland, says James. NBA free agency, man. So slow. Finally, I got somebody. So, Coop, I'm doing this thing where every 50 likes we get in the show, we're shaking the Magic 8 Ball, and it's like a drinking game. And we shook it, and I got person to your left takes a shot. You happen to be sitting to my left right now. You want to take a shot of vodka?
You have a shot glass?
I do indeed. Here we go, my guy, Coop. Finally got someone over here. You're going to take down a shot of vodka for us.
F the NBA, dude.
It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable.
What is good, Sixers Nation?
Shout out. All right, here we go, my guy, Coop. Taking it down. Show some love to Coop in the chat.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. There it is, the vodka. Shout out to Coop. Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah. Yep. Shout out to all 320 of you still watching live. Even though nothing's really happened, man. The fact that you guys are all still here hanging out, that is absolutely electric. Big shout out to Coop for coming in and taking that shot. We're 30 likes away from shaking the Magic 8 Ball once again. Now we're 28 likes away. I'm going to take this second. We have a break in the action. Got to tell you guys again about our sponsor on today's show. As I mentioned, our sponsor here for our free agency day one live stream is our friends at Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. With the World Cup going on right now, no better way to cash in on the action than with our friends at Prize Picks. Super simple to use. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You can choose flex play or power play, different ways that you can win yourself some money. And if you want some inspiration for your picks as well, with the social feeds feature over there on Prize Picks, you can see my lineups before we talk about them on the show. That's at JChip is my username on there. You can also follow your friends, copy lineups in just one click. Here is the lineup I had for some World Cup action today. Erling Haaland more than a half goal. Kylian Mbappe more than a half goal, and Kylian Mbappe more than 24.5 passes attempted. That was a lightning flash discount. You can see that little lightning logo there next to that projection from Prize Picks. They're always dropping great deals like that over on the app. Another reason why I love using Prize Picks. And if you're a new user, we have a great offer for you guys. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to receive $50 in lineups. Again, that's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to receive $50 in lineups and with Prize Picks. That link in the chat right now in the description as well of today's show. So just a reminder, these are the top free agents available, and Still waiting on a lot of these guys here to sign at some point during free agency. LeBron, we'll see where LeBron ends up going. Again, Warriors, Heat, Cavs are the top suitors. Jalen Duren sounds like he wants to leave Detroit, but Detroit apparently going to match any offer he gets. Walker Kessler getting some big deals in free agency, reportedly looking for $30+ million, formerly of the Utah Jazz. Norman Powell, formerly of the Heat, out there on the open market as well. Former Sixer Tobias Harris. Doesn't sound like he'll be going back to the Pistons. Jonathan Kuminga had his team option declined by the Hawks. He's a free agent. Rui Hachimura, supposedly the Sixers have some interest in him. Quentin Grimes, of course, is a free agent. Apparently, he's drawing interest from the Lakers. We'll see if he ends up back in Philadelphia or not. Tari Eason of the Rockets. Peyton Watson of the Denver Nuggets. We got Anfernee Simons, a free agent. Bennedict Mathurin is a restricted free agent. John Collins, another player the Sixers reportedly have interest in. Collin Sexton. Kelly Oubre has had a lot of interest so far in free agency. Apparently, Kelly Oubre is going to meet with the Sixers, the Lakers, the Pacers, and the Trailblazers, among other teams here in free agency. We'll see if Philadelphia is able to retain him or not. Dean Wade. Sixers also have had interest in Dean Wade, former Cavs forward. Luke Kennard is a free agent. Sandro Mamukelashvili, another player the Sixers have had interest in. Keon Ellis and Nick Richards, some of the top free agents out there. I see somebody saying Marcus Smart, Murray Hill. He is a free agent as well. He's had some interest from the Rockets, apparently. So those are some of the top free agents left out there. Shout out to you guys, by the way, for getting us over 26,600 subscribers. We're trying to pass that milestone here on today's live show, and we have. Shout out to the recent subscribers, Courtney Leduc, Finn VR, Max Mercando, C-Rob, and Reruns on Mars. If you're looking for free Sixers coverage all year long, right here on YouTube, be sure to hit that sub button. Lock us in as we make our way towards 27,000 subscribers. All right, we're approaching the 8 p.m. o'clock time on the East Coast, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. over on the West Coast. Free agency has been open for about 3 hours now. Or 2 hours now, I should say. And we haven't really seen a whole lot going down. But we still have 356 people watching. Big shout out to you guys. We are 21 likes away from our next milestone of 350 likes. As soon as we get to 350 likes, we're shaking the magic 8 ball. That's going to tell us what we have to drink. Whether it's a shot, whether it's some beer. So we are 21 likes away from that number. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up icon and like the stream. Ricky Council, yeah, whatever happened to Ricky Council? I thought he was going to be really good with Philadelphia. He really fell off. I don't even know where he's at nowadays. Give Ricky Council a full mid-level. Absolutely not. Collins and Mama will be crazy depth. If the Sixers can swing off signing both of those guys, that will be nuts. The Lakers have interest in Walker Kessler. I saw Ricky at a Starbucks. He makes a great Frappuccino. No way. Working at Starbucks now. Obviously not, but that's funny. All right, we've hit 7 o'clock. Still 357 people watching. Big shout out to you guys, man. Big shout out to you guys. All right, we just went through some of the top players available. Who's a player you want Philadelphia to sign here? Let me know. What do you think of the boy out of Hawaii? Yeah, so the Sixers signed Isaac Johnson, I believe his name was. Out of Hawaii, UDFA. He's an interesting big man. You know, he's a little thin. He's like 7 foot, 220, but he can shoot. He can handle the ball a little bit. He's an interesting prospect. I'll be excited to watch him during summer league, see if that offensive game kind of translates to the NBA level. We know Philadelphia could use more front court help. Could he maybe get a two-way with the Sixers? We shall see. But yeah, Isaac Johnson out of Hawaii. An interesting UDFA signing for Philadelphia. They signed him to a summer league deal, so not an Exhibit 10, not an actual two-way or anything, but He's got an intriguing offensive game for sure. Intriguing offensive game for sure. Ricky Council called me from an 866 number and asked if I needed insurance. My goodness. Yeah, his nickname is Big Fish. Shout out to Big Fish. Isaac Big Fish Johnson. Monty Lyle's an interesting player as well. He's the one from Akron. All-MAC first team. Good scorer. Again, all these summer league guys, like, you really don't know what they're going to be until they get into the league. I remember Turk Smith. Yep. Turquavion Smith, legendary pull. For sure, for sure. DeMar DeRozan. I mean, look, if DeMar DeRozan's willing to sign for a minimum, I'd be cool with that. I don't think he's officially been bought out yet by the Kings, though. John Wick wants us to trade Joel Embiid. Legendary name, by the way, John Wick. That's awesome. Sixers are not going to trade Joel Embiid. And Brian, Sixers won't trade Paul George either. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Dalen Terry is genuinely so tough. Is he, though? Is he, though? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, Sixer legend. Bring him back. Bring him back. Is there a chance Portland lets go of Drew? If they do move Drew Holiday, it'd be in a trade, and I don't know what Philadelphia, I don't know how they match the salary and how they'd be able to land him. So he could get traded by Portland, but they wouldn't just let him go. Drone wants Dean Wade and the center, Sandro Mamukelashvili from Toronto. That would be a great option as well. How did we miss on Isaiah Stewart and Isaiah Joe? All it cost was 2 seconds. The issue was the salary. Those teams that did that had open salary to take those players in. The Sixers didn't have that. So they couldn't have just traded 2 seconds for one of those guys. They would have had to add some kind of salary. I don't know why they didn't sign Watford back. Dude, he was just not good. Watford was just not good, dude. I liked the signing at the time. I thought he had an intriguing skill set as a bigger guy who can handle the rock and can pass, but he just was not good. Thanasis is available. Need someone to play when we're getting blown out by 30 once a month. No, thank you. Why do we re-sign Dalen Terry? So the Sixers did pick up Dalen Terry's option, but it's important to note that Dalen Terry's option is fully non-guaranteed, meaning the Sixers could cut Dalen Terry tomorrow, even though they picked up his option, and they wouldn't have to pay any of his salary. Fully non-guaranteed salary. So it's not guaranteed until January. So they could cut him at any point until January, and it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't have to pay him at all. So that's why they picked up the option. It was just to have flexibility. If they want him on the roster, they can. If they want to trade him, they can. If they want to cut him, they can. There's really no downside to it. Really no downside to it. 355 people watching. We're 19 likes away from 350 likes. As soon as we get there, we're shaking the magic 8 ball. It's going to tell me what I have to drink. We are 19 likes away. Can we get there? Yeah, Watford's not an athlete. Watford's not an athlete at all. We should give Marjan Beauchamp a minimum contract. I don't think he's really an NBA player, man. Played decent in garbage time. He's more of a G leaguer to me, to be honest. It'd be nice to see a 7-foot rim protector be signed. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Looking at next year's draft, I want Bud Clark from Ole Miss. I haven't done any work on next year's draft, so same I'll have to check out. I haven't looked that far ahead. Let's go for Mitchell Robinson. Could be an option with a mid-level. Really good backup center. Probably the best backup center, true backup center in the league. We're 12 likes away from 350. So close. 12 likes away. Dalen Terry, the new Jeff Doughton. What are our thoughts on Johni Broome? I didn't like the Johni Broome pick when it happened. I still don't like Johni Broome. Not athletic enough to play in the league. Not a reliable enough three-point shot. A little bit undersized for a true center. Like, I never understood the pick of Johni Broome. I would have much rather had Maxime Reynaud, who was really good for the Kings this year. Not a fan of Johni Broome, I'll be honest. Maybe he proves me wrong. Maybe he does. And I agree. With KP, I don't think Bona's any good either. Should reunite Nick Richards with Maxey. Could be an option. I like Nick Richards. Bring back Thibault for a minimum. I wouldn't mind it. It'd be awkward, though, because the mural got taken down. Did they put it back up? Go get Mac McClung. No! Bona's a waste of 6 fouls. Wasn't even hard fouls. He cannot. He doesn't know how to defend without fouling, man. He really doesn't. 4 likes away from 350. 4 likes away. Can the Sixers sign both Kelly and Rui and bring back Drum? It's potentially possible, but I doubt it. Like, you probably have to give Rui the mid-level, and then you'd be really strapped with cash at that point. If Oubre gets like $8 to $10 million, you'd be running right up against that first apron hard cap. Sixers are like $28-ish million under the first apron. If they give Rui the $15 million mid-level, the Sixers get hard capped at the first apron, so they cannot go over that number. So if you have about $28 million, you give Rui the 15, you have, what, $13 million left. Oubre's probably going to want somewhere from 8 to 10. Then you'd only have a few $1 million to fill out your roster. And that just wouldn't put you in a great spot. Even if, like, Drummond signs for a minimum, that'd pretty much be all you can do, and you would still have multiple roster spots open and no money to work with. So it's tough. What would it cost the Sixers to trade for Paul Reed? Probably not a whole lot, honestly, but I don't know if B-Ball Paul would want to come back. Not that it would be his choice, but also the Pistons traded away their backup center and Isaiah Stewart, and they might lose Jalen Duren, so I don't think they have any interest in losing Paul Reed. Broome can even jump over a damn broom. That's good stuff. Yeah, Broome is so unathletic. So unathletic. Up to nearly 400 people watching. Oh, we surpassed 350 likes. That means we got to shake the magic 8 ball. Let's go. What are we going to have to do? Everyone drink. All right. So if you're drinking right now, cheers to you. Cheers to all 368 people still hanging out here watching. Hopefully the Philadelphia 76ers make a move at some point soon. If not, it is what it is. We'll reload and we'll be live again tomorrow. Cheers, everybody. I'll take a couple. I'll take Bradley Beal and a vet min. So would I. I'll take Bradley Beal and a vet min all day, but apparently the Heat are interested in Bradley Beal. They did sign Tim Hardaway Jr., though, so I don't know if they would go that route anymore. Oh my goodness, they're showing Kawhi Leonard top highlights with the Raptors on ESPN right now. I already know what number 1's going to be. Well, Vincent, Jalen Brunson is a whole lot more skilled as a basketball player than Johni Broome. Oh, man. $414 people here hanging out. Be sure to hit that sub button if you haven't already. We just surpassed 26,600 subscribers. Big shout out to you guys for getting us past that milestone. And we're going to keep growing, baby. We're going to keep growing. Lock us in for free Sixers coverage all year long. Has the league ever seen a player with Brunson's body type reach this level? Look, it's hard for small guards to succeed. Some of the best small guards in NBA history. I mean, obviously Allen Iverson. He was obviously, different player than Brunson, but similar, height. Steph Curry, but not a lot of super small guards really make it work. Got to give respect to Brunson for that. Yeah, John Stockton. Got the hiccups. Kyrie Irving. Certainly. But yeah, not small, also a poor athlete. Like Iverson wasn't a poor athlete. Kyrie's not a poor athlete. Not a lot of people, like Jalen Brunson have the kind of success he's had. All right, here's what we're going to do because this has gotten really, really slow. Not a lot of signings happening right now. I'm going to pop up our Super Chat menu again. If you want us to stay live, here on the show, I'm going to put up a 2-minute countdown clock on my phone as soon as I start it. If you want us to stay live, any Super Chat of any amount, it can be $1, doesn't matter how much. I will reset the clock and we'll stay live. So if you want us to stay live, any Super Chat of any amount will keep us live. And of course, all the things in our Super Chat menu still apply. Every 50 likes, we shake the magic 8 ball. We are 38 likes away from our next goal of 400. We'll also ring the bell for all Super Chats that do come in. Any $10 Super Chats that come in, we will also shake the magic 8 ball. And then any $20 Super Chats that come in, we will shotgun a beer before we hop on out of here. So, 2-minute timer is started. If you want to stay live, send in that Super Chat. Predictions on LeBaron Philon's season. I think he puts up around 10 points a night. Hopefully he shoots like 37% from 3. I think he has a good rookie year, man. He can score the ball, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, we're 30 seconds into the Super Chat shot clock. If you want to stay live, send in a Super Chat. We're also 37 likes away from 400. And we'll shake the magic 8 ball if we get there. I know, I got the hiccups, man. I don't know what's going on. We haven't had a signing in so long. 1 minute left in the Super Chat shot clock. Oh, there it is! We will stay live. We will stay live for a little bit longer. $10 Super Chat coming in. You're a little tipsy? Honestly, I'm not. I don't know. I just had the hiccups. Which is very frustrating. We'll pop up this $10 Super Chat as soon as it comes through our system here. It's your friend Tito. He gave them to you. Yeah. Oh. Shout out to the Titos. All right, here is that $10 Super Chat that came in. Shout out to our guy, Ehol Key, for sending that in. So that resets the shot clock. And that means we have to shake The Magic 8 Ball. What's it going to be? Let's see. Nominate someone to drink. Well, let's see if there's anybody out here. I don't see anyone out in the bullpen that I can nominate to drink, unfortunately. Yes, KJ, we did do a beer shotgun earlier. So I'll just take it myself. Cheers, everybody. And you know what we got to do. Any super chat that comes in, we got to ring the bell. Let's go. Would you be able to do me a huge favor? I got to piss so bad. Can you just take over for like 30 seconds? All right, guys, I'll be right back. My guy Colin's going to take over. I want to keep going on the stream, but I got to pee so bad and get rid of these damn hiccups. So I'm going to have Colin take over. Well, it's through my shirt, yeah. Any super chats that come in while I'm gone, by the way. Any super chats that come in while I'm gone, that will be a drink. Any super chats that come in while I'm gone, that will be a drink. Here's my guy Colin. He's going to take it over for just a couple minutes here.
What up, fellas? Oh. What up, what up? If you guys were here during the NBA draft, I was helping ship out, producing here at 76ers Now. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Can you just give me a Y for yes if you guys can hear me down below? Just want to make sure we're good. Let me know down below in the chat. Okay, I'm getting some yeses, it looks like. Make sure we're good. What is up with Chip's mouse? Jesus. All right, we'll make sure we get any super chats on screen, guys, that roll in. Appreciate it, guys. Chip will be right back. He just had to run to the restroom real quick. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Colin Brown. I'm a producer / host here. Chat Sports was here during night one of the NBA draft. Here for Sixers. Some of you guys may recognize me. Okay, cool. Yep. Appreciate that. So, NBA draft, or NBA free agency, I should say. Very slow. Obviously, this is something that it's not great in terms of just from a viewing experience. We've been sitting out there in the Arlick bullpen just waiting for news to happen, and just nothing's happening as of yet. So, appreciate all love, guys. Let's see if we get I saw a super chat come in. We'll see if that loads up here in just one moment. Make sure we get that on screen. Dope. We got Timothy Peterson coming in. 5 best Sixers signings of all time. Also favorite Sixer. Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm not a Sixers fan per se, so I'll probably leave this to Chip in terms of answer. Favorite Sixer of all time. Let us know down below in the comment section. I'll go favorite Sixer. I do remember young like Andre Iguodala, like Allen Iverson's like the easy answer, which it's not a wrong answer, but it is the easy answer. It is the basic answer. Let us know down below in the chat who y'all's favorite Sixer is of all time. Chip, I'm sure, will give that answer. Young Andre Iguodala, it's always a good choice. I loved him when he first got into the league. That AI to AI connection was something nasty. Yeah, AI, I feel like it's the pretty easy answer there. Dr. J, yeah. Dr. J's a good answer. Got a new super chat for you.
Oh, let's go.
Do you need anything else, my friend?
Honestly, I'm gonna do a cut. I think that's gonna be in a second on that Kelly breaking news list that he's speaking to multiple teams, and then there's reports of some sort of shady players. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to my guy Colin for stepping in, taking over. Still 300 people here watching live. So we got the super chat in from Timothy Peterson. 5 best Sixers signings of all time. Also fave Sixer. Best Sixers signings of all time. First of all, cheers to you. I sent any super chats that came in. I'd take a drink. Best Sixers signings of all time. They haven't, like, historically made a ton of, like, big-time free agent signings. Oh. I mean, was Dr. J technically a free agent signing? I don't think so. Robert Covington would probably be a decent answer. Robert Covington would probably be a decent answer. Yeah, Moses. JJ Redick's got to be up there for sure. Yeah, I guess if you want to count Dr. J as a signing, that one's a little bit ambiguous if that was really a signing or not. But big shout out to Timothy here with that $2 super chat. Appreciate you, man. And fave Sixer of all time. Look, people might not like this. I'm a big Joel Embiid guy, man. I never really got to see Allen Iverson play. I'm too young. I was born in 2001. But I think Joel Embiid has got to be up there for me, man. People aren't going to like it. It is what it is. He is one of my favorite Sixers of all time. Probably my favorite Sixer of all time that I've seen play for sure. Maxi's making his way up there, but I've always loved Embiid, man. It is what it is. People aren't going to like it. People aren't going to like it. Any more signings happening? Still nothing. All right. We're going to pop up the 2-minute shot clock one more time. Big shout out to you guys for getting those super chats in there, man. Oh, yeah, that 70-point game for Embiid, man. Absolutely crazy. Always a legendary moment. And then he got hurt very shortly after. All right, shot clock has started again. If you want to keep us live, send in a super chat. Any super chat, if any. Oh, wait, let's ring the bell. Let's ring the bell. Come on, man. So any super chat of any amount keeps us live for a few extra minutes. All super chats will ring the bell every 50 likes we get or every $10 super chat we get. We're going to shake the magic 8 ball. It'll tell us what we have to drink, whether it's a beer, whether it's a shot. And if a $20 super chat comes in, we have to shotgun a happy dad. We are up to $52 right now in super chat. So you want to stay live, send in a super chat. Till then, I'll keep answering some of your guys' questions down in the chat. Fang, real one here on the show. They should keep the nucleus and build around Edgecombe and Maxey. Absolutely should build around Edgecombe and Maxey and Phylon. By the way, we're 29 likes away from getting to that next goal to do the Magic 8 Ball for free. Just so you guys know. We are a minute down in the Super Chat shot clock. 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Appreciate you all here hanging out with us. I know not a lot happened, but still, I appreciate you guys that were here with us, man. Really does mean a lot. Really does mean a lot. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left on the Super Chat shot clock. What are you thinking about tanking next year? No, man. I'm not a fan of tanking when you have all the talent the Sixers team has. I'm not a fan of it. Maxi's not elite? That's crazy, bro. Maxi's not elite. He was All-NBA second team this year. He's one of the best 10 players in the league. Talking about he's not elite. And you say the Knicks shut him down in the playoffs. He was hurt. All right, that 2-minute Super Chat shot clock has expired. So we are going to sign off here on today's show. It was a great stream, man. Appreciate you all being here, hanging out. Again, I know not a lot happened. Nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Nothing I can do about it. The Sixers just, not even just the Sixers. No NBA team has really made any signings today. It just is what it is. It's the way the kind of the league has gone. And so maybe we'll get more news, throughout the rest of the night. Heading into tomorrow. We'll be live again tomorrow. Hopefully there'll be a lot more signings to discuss and talk about. And then, of course, if any signings happen the rest of the night or early tomorrow morning before we are live, we'll have a video for you guys here on the channel. That's why you hit that subscribe button, because anytime any kind of news happens, we always have you covered here on the show. So we are going to sign off. Day 1 of free agency in the books in terms of our live show. And so one more big shout out to you guys. Appreciate you all being here, hanging out. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Be sure to join us. Hit that subscribe button. Be here live once again. Thank you all for hanging out, being here, being some real ones. And we'll catch you guys soon. Peace.